What's up, everybody? This is Brandon. And Matt.
I'm Kerry.
I'm Chris.
That intro did not go as well as I was hoping.
Yeah.
That's a lot better.
Hey, before we go any further, what the hell is Chris drinking?
Wait.
Hold this up. What is going on?
This podcast is brought to you by
Chris, what the fuck are you
Yeah,
drinking?
Chris, seriously, what the fuck is that?
What's going on there?
Well, it's a Red Bull rum.
You know what?
Oh, there's rum in it.
Carrie asked Chris if he remembered to go to the bathroom right before the show
he
started.
did.
Because I guess that's a thing. I know Jack always has to run out in the middle of a show.
Chris was very determined.
I was
I
I
just
had
a
to try to
minute
go
or
to
two
the bathroom.
before.
As soon as you asked that, then suddenly this ball jar with a mysteriously yellow liquid in it
There's just something about it being
just
a mason
showed up.
jar.
No, don't do it. Don't do it. No. Oh no.
It tastes good.
Don't swish it. Why would you swish it?
God, what is wrong
Yeah,
with
you want to coat your teeth with the Red Bull.
So about a minute before we went live, I think John Reisinger called Chris.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Hey guys, did anyone know my phone?" And we're like, "We're trying to go live."
Yeah.
But I think Kerry, you tried to rob him, didn't you?
Well, look, he's sitting there. He's sitting in your seat. He's got a nice wallet. It's a Achievement Hunter wallet. I'm gonna take his wallet. I took his wallet.
Did you have a lot of cash?
He had a $2 bill. That's the only thing he had.
$2
in his wallet.
bill. Who has a $2 bill?
Apparently,
Someone
he
who's
does.
broke.
I guess somebody who likes
It's
oddities.
broken from the 70s.
Yeah.
I mean, when was the last time they made a $2 bill?
When did $2 bills stop being used? Really? When did they
I think it was the 70s.
It was the 70s.
There was that. Wasn't there a put? I think. Well, you guys weren't alive. Who am I
This
talking
is
to?
why I'm asking.
I was barely alive. There was. I think there was a push in the 70s to get rid of the $1 bill, which is actually a good idea.
Yeah.
Getting rid of the $1 bill.
Apparently, that hasn't worked out yet. though.
It has not worked out
They
yet.
did it wrong.
Yeah. So they're gonna have $2 bill, no $1 bill.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't work out at all. Clearly.
Yeah.
We
It
ended
didn't work
up-
out at all.
Yeah.
I
We all ended up with ball jars filled with some strange liquid as currency.
Yeah.
I want to
Wattsons
get rid
is
of pennies.
Yeah.
Well, pennies, it's weird because pennies are actually more valuable for their metal than as the currency.
Well, and because you
right?
can put them as machines that squish them and remind you about dinosaurs.
So
That's true.
why can't I burn a bunch of pennies?
We should go into this for the office.
That'd be amazing. That should be an RTX thing. It's get RTX penny.
That would be fantastic.
So why can't I just buy a bunch of pennies and melt them and then go sell them to a metal guy and just be like, "Hey, just pay me for all this."
Well,
I mean, it's
copper.
illegal, isn't it?
And you're talking about very small return.
I feel like I've just discovered this
like
massive,
pennies?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
all return.
this massive thing here that no one's realized. So we should say Gus is obviously not here.
What?
I have
What?
no idea where Gus
I
is.
thought you were Gus this whole time.
Yeah.
I think Bernie's in
I
France
guess
right now.
I'm in Gus's chair.
Yeah.
So I should be Gus. You guys suck.
So Bernie's in France right now.
My Gus impersonation is basically Jack.
Pretty. It's
realized.
pretty
I think everyone's
just
impression
darker.
With
of
the
everyone else
beard.
at the company is
Yeah.
Is
is Michael's impression of Jack.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dills.
I don't think Jack even says that.
Not anymore, certainly. There's a theory that that's what he was called when he was a child. So now he calls everybody else that.
He was called Dillhole. as
I'm
a child?
assuming so.
Little
bet it's
baby
just-
Dillhole.
He looks like a little baby Dill.
Hello, I'm little baby Dillhole.
Man, I hope he doesn't watch this.
Be quiet, little Dillhole. You won't get your supper. Is that what
It's
happened?
just pickles.
I
Just
think
pickles.
Did your parents have any nicknames for you?
Mine was Care Bear. I mean, come on.
Care Bear.
Yeah.
And now it is again.
Yeah. My mom fucking dropped that day one of kindergarten. I walk out of the car, she's like, "Bye, Care Bear." I was like, "God damn it!" I just
And
turned
that's
around.
it. That's for the next 12 years.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
That's a cool nickname though.
I mean, it works. It didn't help that when
I
you're a
love
kid,
it. Hashtag Care Bear.
Did you have a specific
Hashtag I
Care
love
Bear?
it. I like the blue one because he was a blue. That was my logic
That's
as a
fair.
child.
All right.
I agree with that.
You know,
It's very in depth.
that's as much as I thought of things.
So
Is there a Care Bears movement like the Brony thing?
No.
There hasn't been one.
There
has
will-
there?
I bet you Care Bears come back.
Or is
I
that
mean, they
just
will now.
is that just furries?
Well, let's not talk. You know, that's
We're
a
not,
different
we're not
conversation.
cross that divide on the podcast.
Oh, we can.
Before
But
the
then there's no
internet,
going back. You
how do
realize
you
that.
find furry people?
I believe you
How
go
do you
like
find furry people?
Yeah,
People?
I know, on the internet, I'm just gonna Google Austin.
I don't even know
furries,
if it was a
and you know, I'll
thing.
find a chat room. But before the internet,
And I've never done it before. So I don't have it bookmarked.
let's say I don't have my phone with me. How do I find a furry? I simply go to mascot meetings. There's meetups, of the local mascot community,
Do you
and then
think
on the
there are,
side you're like, hey, you wanna
There are
get a hand
some
job?
mascots that don't quite make the cut.
Yeah.
like you get the San Diego chicken there. It's like
It's
it's
like,
not really furry.
it's
just kind of feathery.
Feathery, yeah.
Do they,
Yeah,
are
or
they,
the Philadelphia.
I bet a feathery mascot
The
would be
Philadelphia. What's the Philadelphia?
Fanatic?
That's right. That's
Yeah,
what
the
he is.
green-
You don't really know what he
giant
is, but
thing.
he does look very
Why
soft.
isn't the Philadelphia's mascot just a giant Liberty Bell?
Oh, that's
And
good.
he just run around going ding dong ding dong
Yeah.
dong
Yeah.
dong dong.
And
That
like,
wouldn't have
in the
been
middle of
annoying.
the game, he cracks. He's like,
Yeah.
That's a
That's
little
Yeah,
bit,
instead- I
a
mean,
little bit
that-
of history there.
yeah, there you
Zany.
go. That being said, though, I mean, he does have the snout, which I feel like is good for furry stuff.
who?
I forgot what we were talking about.
The Philly Fanatic.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that guy.
Yeah. I had a sorry, just before we leave money. Did anybody else?
Why
like,
would we leave money?
I mean, well, I mean, like I had a $3 bill.
That
when I was a
doesn't
kid.
exist.
That doesn't exist.
I don't think that's a real thing, Kerry.
So I found that out later, but my grandfather made me believe for
Did
the
he
longest
just tape
time.
a $2 and a $1 bill
No,
together?
it was a bill. It had Bill Clinton on it and had a little whistle. That was the $3
It
bill.
had Bill Clinton on it.
Yeah,
And
I
it
bet
had
you
a
could say, like,
whistle.
it had a little whistle.
I thought you could say that's what your parents gave you for like when you lost a tooth, like
Yeah,
a
like
tooth
my
fairy, and you're
allowance,
like,
yeah.
oh, I'm so rich, and in reality, they were too cheap to give you anything.
That's probably it. Yeah,
I'm sorry.
that's okay.
That makes me feel so old because Bill Clinton's the first like election I voted in
Really?
was Bill Clinton, and they actually it was so long ago that they made you pay to vote with a $3 bill. That's how long.
At first, you're like, oh, I know where you're going with the story, and then no.
no,
That was
no.
a punch. You did like a punch card, right?
Yeah, exactly like that.
Yeah.
You walked in and you
Yeah.
said, "Hoorah! That's my candidate!"
Yeah.
And yeah, and that's how you voted. Everybody did it that way instead of hanging chads.
I wonder if it was.
That was a better
But
method.
isn't there like 30 things you're voting for? Like, how
Hey,
do you?
your arm gets
Not
really
me.
tired.
Okay, who goes when you go in the voting booth? Who votes for all that bullshit at the
I
end?
vote.
Just the one.
I'm hardcore about that.
But you don't even know what you're voting for. You
Well,
don't
school-
know who the
school
judge.
district presidents, superintendents. I know shit
in,
about that.
In Texas, it's the funniest thing too because when you get way down deep in the ballot, there's not even two parties, or sometimes there's three parties, or you know multiple. But you get down deep in the ballot is only like judge in the 15th district. Where there's only hay, and it's it's just there's
Who
only
only
one there's only
rules
one
on
guy.
furries.
So if you don't vote for him, what happens? He just has to go back to farming.
More
hay.
people
Damn
didn't
it! I
vote
lost
for
to
you.
no one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty much.
You lost to the local.
There's no
cow
one that's going to vote, to have the penny replaced with the mason jar full of
urine.
urine.
well,
Oh
let's
God,
give
Chris,
that-
don't do it! Don't do it!
It's like
don't
every
do
time.
it! Chug a lug, chug a lug.
It's like a goddamn Gatorade commercial.
That's good.
let's give that one time. So Matt, you haven't been on the podcast in a little bit of time, right?
I haven't.
You've been doing some of those sponsored casts. You having a
I
good time?
haven't been on the podcast. in a
How's
while.
it so far? Is it living up to your memories?
I remember the other guest hosts being different people.
Pretty
Was
fair.
it always you three?
Yeah.
No.
I'm Gavin.
Okay.
It was, like everybody's out, so it was
I'm
an
like
issue of like we've got to put together
Gavin,
the
you sound less British.
I'm like
the
a
Dream
half
B
Gavin.
team.
Yeah.
You're half Gavin.
It's like
Top
a,
half or bottom half?
You can see the nose is not
Would you-
there, so I think it's pretty obvious.
Would you say the top half of your body is your best feature, or bottom half?
Bottom half.
What bottom half? Oh yeah, have you seen this guy's calves?
Yeah.
Carrie, show off your calves.
Well, all right. How do we do this?
Oh god.
Well, they're very bright. Also,
Good lord.
Oh.
But Kerry's
yeah.
got some he's got some strong.
I-
We have
legs.
to
I like
recalibrate
to-
the cameras.
I like
now.
to jump. Yeah. They use me to white balance. I like to jump a lot. I don't know.
Do you guys remember the short? What was the one, Kerry? It was Switch,
Switch.
right?
Yeah.
Where you crushed my spine.
Yes. I'm just all mass.
Kerry is more dense
Yeah.
than a normal person.
Yeah.
Like
It's the heart.
it is the heart, buddy. It's like you somehow suck in atoms and shit from the universe. Mm-hmm. Like
So
there's
I-
got to
I'm-
be a superhero.
This is
You are the superhero.
The line between compliment and insult is like it's blurring. This week.
Oh, I'm trying to make it as hilarious as possible. But when we did that short, Kerry had to sit on my shoulders.
Yeah.
And I don't remember if it was your idea or my idea or somebody else's idea. But whoever it is fired. Because I was
go
like,
back to
yeah, I
yours.
can do
Yeah.
this. And I was relatively in shape at that time, not like I am now. And I'm just
I was much lighter back then.
you actually were. I mean, you like, but at that moment, like, I'm like, I can do this, no problem.
Yeah.
And hoist you up. And I was like, I couldn't believe, like, you're like, I mean, you must be like 150 pounds of muscle
At that time,
on
yeah.
top of whatever else you are.
Yeah.
Because I'm,
Human being.
yeah, it's like, I had like lines in my shoulders.
Did you really?
Yeah.
shoulder indentation. Or
I did. I
thigh
had
indentions.
I had carry marks.
That was I feel like that short the reason that was made was because I think we were like rushing to try and get a new short out. So it's like, hey, let's shoot a short that's all in the dark. Like I think
right.
that'll go really well.
That's
And I think we'll just be able to like blaze through that. There's one shot and it's in the light.
At the gym, they got a new machine, and there was weights, and they just felt really, really heavy. And we realized they were mislabeled, like how much they
really?
were. And
That's
then,
scary.
And then Aaron asked the gym guy, like, well, "What's the deal with these weights?" And he goes, "Oh, they are. I guess they are Oh, the guy who sold it to us said that they were just really dense weights."
That's like what
Like, he's really
what's
dense.
heavier.
yeah, it's like the weights are, these are just really heavy, dense weights. So
Yeah.
That's
the
like
number
the old,
that they
what's
say.
what's heavier? A pound of
Feathers are.
feather,
Yeah,
a
it's
pound of
the
lead.
same thing.
I can say unequivocally a pound of Kerry.
Yeah.
I don't care.
This one. That was short though.
So we have
was.
2 business trips going on right now.
We do.
Bernie's
We
in
don't.
France right
Okay.
now.
Okay.
And then we have another trip right now in Las Vegas. And Matt, you're in Austin. What are you doing here?
Okay, I
Is it
told
because
this.
of the podcast?
Yeah.
You really want to talk to us for an hour and a half?
Yes. I care that much. No, I told this story on the sponsor cast that I basically almost got divorced because this week. You're laughing now. But so we had this opportunity. We're going to go to what's called the MIP, and I forget what it stands for. It's MIP. It's like a television sales and film sales
Not Men in
conference
Pink.
thing. Not
Okay.
no, that would be a great if you showed up and it turns out that everybody's just wearing pink.
Yeah, I thought this
Or
was
you're
like,
really
only
out of
one-
place.
I thought this was.
Yeah.
It's like
I thought
what
it was like
happened? I didn't.
Men in Black spinoff.
I didn't. Who knows? But yeah. So we're gonna go to this thing, and it's in Cannes, France, which I always feel like I'm mispronouncing, but I believe it is Cannes.
Isn't it like a
Even though because
CA?
it's French, you want to go
Yeah.
Caen or something, right? But it's Cannes, I think. And so we're gonna go to this thing, and we're gonna present there. It's gonna be so just totally awesome. And I'm like, yes, this is great. And I can't remember what I had done, but I had messed up or something, and my usual bullshit. And Anna was mad at me about something, which she totally was justified in being mad at me for, I'm sure. And I'm like, this is how I redeem myself. And go home and say, honey, we get to go to France, right? On the company, because she's a Francophile. I'm a Francophile. That'd be awesome.
What's a frankfurt?
People who love Franks, Frankfurters,
People who wish they
Frankenstein.
were
Those are
Frank.
sausages.
any kind of Frank,
I thought it was furries in France.
That's
So we
another
go-
convention
so-
that we're going to.
So I'm like, I go home and I'm like, immediately, I should have saved it, But I'm like, honey, guess what? We're going to France.
Oh my
It's going to be good. It's going to be great.
But you're here.
And then the next day, it was like, laser team scheduling conflict. Can't go to France. Matt, you have to stay here. Which is okay. But then I got to go home and tell my wife that we're not going to France. And she had already purchased pink things for the, because everybody's supposed to wear pink,
Well, yeah,
apparently, according to Kerry.
What'd she get for you? What do you have that's pink?
Pink slip. I got fired from my house.
We have a great couch.
No, so that wasn't fun, but she forgave me, so we're still married.
That's good.
Thank you.
Sounds like next week. Go to France.
Next week, go to
Let's go.
France. I guess we will. We'll go to France, and then the other trip is in Vegas, right?
Yeah.
Who's in Vegas?
It's not exactly the craziest club. It's Ryan,
Whoa.
who's never,
Ryan Crazy
I think
Haywood?
He went to Vegas a little while ago. Brian, our graphics guy, and John.
Brian,
our
craps
new,
table all night. Bean.
John, our new equipment guy.
John
So-
Equipment Guy.
John,
last
equipment
name?
guy.
Mace.
John Mays, yeah,
there you
Brian
go.
Beam.
Blackjack. John. Isn't that what we call him?
So I can't
Insert
imagine they're
Well,
in
we
like
went
a
to this
Vegas
trip-
strip club right now.
We went to this trip last year. I think it was the first time I ever went to Vegas, right?
That was like 3
Or
years.
that was
ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
I
Was
don't
that
know.
the first time
It
you went
was
to Vegas?
2 years ago, I guess.
How much
yeah.
money did you win in Vegas?
A lot.
I can't.
Did you really?
Yeah.
He had dumb luck.
But yeah.
No,
I mean,
no, it was at the awards show.
No, it was.
Before CES, because I remember Bernie was there, because Bernie was playing blackjack and he was doing
No,
really
no,
well.
the first
and
time-
then you sat down and you started just throwing chips and screwing him up, and then you started blindly winning. And then Matt, you came up and put in some money because you saw Chris winning, and then you lost it all, and he just turned and then wandered off, and we lost you for an hour.
That was I think the trip of whatever money was in my pocket just evaporated.
Just gone.
As soon as I walked into a casino, it was all gone. I mean, I was like an instant. I was almost like a mark. Like I felt like
There he is.
they were like recruiting me. Come to this table. You know.
Okay. That sounds great.
It was awful. That's the worst I've ever done.
I still have not made money in
In
Vegas.
Vegas.
That was the best I've ever done. I've never made money like that. I've never. Every other time I've either broken even or lost.
We've had some dumb experiences. Like one time we're like, hey, let's just sit down and play blackjack so we get a free drink. And then that drink ended up costing us $100 each.
Yeah.
It was a good drink though.
It was
really good
really
drink,
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's exciting though. I miss Vegas a lot.
I the thing I miss about it the most is being able to drink in public. Just like
Yeah,
walk
just
around.
walk outside.
Yeah. Yeah, like we went to this place and we got these like giant fish bowls full of alcohol. And we couldn't finish them there, so we just thought, all right, fuck it, we'll take it to go. We got like little to go cups of sippy drinks, and we just took them. We just started walking around.
Well, see, I always just walked out with the glass.
Well, that's better.
You can.
That's a good idea.
Because they don't really.
don't care.
Yeah, they don't care. You just walk
This
out.
is gigantic, though. This is not. I mean, you literally could have put a fish in there.
He was drinking out of the Bellagio fountains.
Yeah, yeah, they were getting really upset.
If you take a plate outside,
Did you know that the
might,
Bellagio
like,
fountain
cost
is
them-
just pure vodka?
I
They do that for the tourists.
Oh my
That'd
god.
be cool.
How many people are gonna try that?
Do you think vodka has the same like? Does it weigh
Go
the
on.
same as much as? Water?
No, it's much more dense.
No, I mean
It's
like,
much more dense, Chris.
A pound of vodka.
No. I'm not
I'm
saying a
supposed to be
pound.
Gavin.
Like,
If you had the same amount,
if you had
of,
the same
volume,
yeah, the same volume of water,
What
the
would weigh
same
more?
volume of vodka, which one would weigh more? I imagine they're different.
would
Well-
it correlate with the freezing point?
I mean,
If
vodka's
one's
got.
more dense than the other, does that determine what the freezing point?
I mean, vodka's got water and alcohol in it, so it must be heavier. It's got more things.
I think Gus is somewhere dying right
Yeah.
now. If he's listening to this, he's
Yeah.
just dying.
Can we get sponsored by Wikipedia next time?
Yeah,
So we just
seriously.
look this shit up.
I just love we're trying to figure out the science stuff. It's just like let's just kind of like talk about it randomly and see if something presents itself that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. I mean, that's how you come to conclusions. You talk about it, and then whatever makes most sense is true.
All right, guys. Real quick, one of our sponsors this week is
Vegas.
you were joking before about the whole divorce thing. So apparently, like,
Where does this conversation go?
no, it's just like it reminded me of something. So apparently, like, you have to be served divorce papers, right?
I think so.
I don't know.
I mean,
That's
it's
where
like-
the phrase "you just got served."
Yeah, like you have to present.
Yeah, well, they have to do the thing where they trick you into saying that you
Yeah.
are who you are.
That wasn't
Apparently-
that the plot of Pineapple Express?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was like his job. He was
Yeah.
the dude that
yeah,
tricked you.
that everybody hated. It was just his job.
Yeah.
Apparently, there was this guy in New York who was genius, right? Like, just could not find him. Like, was ducking, like,
'Cause he didn't
people
wanna get
serving him.
divorced?
Yeah, he just didn't want to have to deal with it. Didn't want to go through it all. So apparently, a judge gave his wife permission to serve him court papers through Facebook.
Nice.
Is that? I don't like that. That's where we're going.
That's like a thing.
No, that's bad.
This is like you log
Well,
in.
it
it's
does
like,
show if you've read it.
Fuck.
It does
Oh,
show
the read receipt?
Yeah, Facebook does show if you've looked at it. Yeah,
I don't like that.
No.
No,
I don't
never
like
like
the
that.
I don't like the read receipt. I mean, I don't even want anybody to know if I'm talking to you face to face if I'm paying attention.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And the
If that
read
glaze
receipt,
goes on, you don't want people to know.
like, do you have exactly? Do you have like read receipt turned on in your iPhone?
turn the shit off.
no,
Yeah.
no.
Who does? I don't know who does.
Can you?
Miles and
Bernie
Bernie
Gavin
both do. Yeah, so
and
does
that's why I
Miles.
don't turn it on because I get really sad if I see red and then
they
there's
don't
no reply.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just like to think if someone doesn't reply, I don't know, maybe they lost it.
Well, yeah, it's just like you assume like, oh, they read it 20 minutes ago, but they haven't replied. Okay, clearly they got hit by a bus.
Yeah.
It's not me, it's them. But that's not what it is. It's never
no,
the bus.
not at all.
It's never the bus. Yeah, I never turn that on. I always hated about that MySpace. I hated that about Facebook. No, I don't want people to
Wait,
know.
MySpace had read receipts.
Yeah, they did that too.
I never really messaged on that MySpace.
Yeah, it was a free group.
Yeah,
You know, Tom was your friend.
Yeah,
Tom, yeah,
You guys
he
could have
was.
Not
sent
anymore.
messages to each other.
not anymore.
What is MySpace now?
It's all music, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't Justin
Are they still
Timberlake own
doing
it?
that?
Yeah,
I don't know.
They like revamped it. Like we're music now.
I remember that. But it was like 2 or 3 years ago, right?
Yeah,
Didn't Justin Bieber buy it? No, that's Timberlake.
Justin Bieber bought
No,
MySpace.
it's Justin.
Justin
Let's
Timberlake,
just
yeah.
so start that rumor.
that sounds like something he would do.
It's totally true. Justin Bieber
He could bring
bought
it back
MySpace.
probably if Justin Bieber was like, my music is released exclusively on MySpace.
Well, I
isn't
just saw
that-
this thing about what's his name, Jay-Z's
yeah,
thing,
title. Yeah.
And Mumford and Sons were like, "Fuck all that."
Okay, good.
Wait, what
Did
happened?
you-
I'm really not happy about title.
I don't really get it, but I mean, I guess all of the like really big artists.
Yeah.
he's made some kind of exclusive contract with them to only stream on Tidal. Is that right?
Yes. That's the impression I get.
Like Kanye and I forget who else, right?
It's
What is I don't know.
Tidal's like
new
another like
Spotify.
Spotify or
Yeah.
whatever, just
But
a streaming service.
From what I understand, it's going to cost more than Spotify.
It's going to cost a lot, like double.
Yeah, it's like $20 a month.
Oh.
But then they say the more money goes to the artist, which that's cool.
Well, Mumford and Sons were saying the artists he's talking about is Jay-Z and Beyonce.
I know, that's the thing,
That's where
though.
the extra
Yeah.
money is
Yeah.
going. You know?
That's it.
Doesn't Garth Brooks?
I mean, who knows? I don't know anything about it. But
Doesn't Garth Brooks have something like that too?
Garth Brooks?
Yeah.
Who cares?
Like I don't think you could.
Does he know
I
how to
was
use a
trying to
computer?
download some Garth Brooks the other day.
No, you were not.
I was.
No, you were not.
That rodeo song.
Oh, that is a good
Were you
song.
really?
That's a good
That is
song.
a
You're
good
downloading Garth Brooks?
Yeah, and you can't find it on iTunes, on Google. I don't even think it's on YouTube.
Dude,
it's all
dude,
covers.
rodeo. How's that song go?
Sounds are cold and restless.
Dude,
Songs are almost
Rats.
healed.
and to go to rodeo.
It's a good song.
Yeah.
You're really selling me on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Hey,
want me to keep
Chris,
going?
after this, do you want to go and not listen to
Yes,
Garth Brooks? Okay, cool.
absolutely. That's-
No, but I don't know if it's through that or it's like a Garth Brooks music service. Like you can only buy his stuff through his website. And it's like I get if he's holding out for a couple years, but it's
Sure.
been quite a while, and
Yeah.
he's just
iTunes and Spotify are kind of staples at this point.
but he's like, nope, just not.
Well, the thing that sucked too is like they made the announcement about Tidal, which
It's called Tidal?
It's called Tidal. They had a Illuminati.
It's like they were
style-
filling out the form and they just left that one blank, so it defaulted to Tidal.
It's just like random thing. Yeah, they had, I swear to God, like an Illuminati style press conference where they all talked about how this is going to be better for the people, and then signed a document together.
Oh, that's weird.
They all went up on stage and took turns signing.
They do
a-
some freaky sex thing after that.
They cut, but I'm pretty sure I saw a furry suit. Go on.
San Diego Chicken came out, and then
right.
the Philly Fanatic, and then it got weird.
Do they
So
don't ever-
how does the furries thing work? I joke about
why-
it, but like, are you in full costume?
Yeah, it's like how like your jeans have a zipper.
Yeah.
It's just playing pretend with, a costume.
I know, but if it's a full costume, so you open it.
I'm assuming. So.
It's not just about sex, I don't think. It's just about,
That's
hanging
just-
out and
yeah,
having
No,
fun.
it's about relationships.
It's not about sex. You're just kind of
I
like,
I don't think I'm not an expert. I think that it's just some
Sure,
people
Kerry.
feel more comfortable in a dog suit than in real life.
for
Well,
sex or just in general.
I think there's a line. It's kind of blurred. Like
All
that one
right.
song. It's only available on Tidal.
Hey, do you think so?
Sorry.
I was thinking about blood packs.
Of course.
And-
Go on.
why
like-
wouldn't you be?
Yeah.
No one does that anymore, right? It's because of AIDS, right?
What? What are you talking
Sorry.
about?
Did you ever try to do that when you were a kid?
Yeah, I thought
Like a
about
blood
yeah,
oath?
yeah.
We called it blood oath.
a blood
Yeah.
oath.
Oh.
Yeah,
But that's what you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Blood pack sounds a lot more culty.
yeah.
Like
well,
blood oath
blood-
is like,
Blood pack kind of sounds to me like vampire, like
Yeah.
you're running out of blood. Stop at the convenience store, pick up a blood pack. right?
only $3.99.
Only $3.99.
Oh, you said packed.
all
Pack,
kinds
what
of
do you think I
flavors.
said?
Pack.
Oh no, packed. Yes.
Yeah.
With the
Have you been wanting to do one, or did you
No, I was
does
just
it feel
thinking
more
about
official
it.
to you?
Like, it used to be a thing where it's like you take a blood oath where you'd like cut your hand and then shake on it, right? You
Yeah.
both cut
Yeah.
your hand, and it's like, no, we're like we're
this together.
bonded by blood now. We're blood
Yeah.
brothers or whatever.
Yeah.
No one does that anymore.
Well, the equivalent for that for me now is sweet. Like that's
What?
like
Yeah, so-
we talk about something we agree is sweet. We're good.
Cool, all
I'm
right.
not gonna touch you. I'm not gonna shake your hand.
Yeah.
We got to phase out shaking
But if you-
hands,
but,
man.
like-
there's a lot less commitment to that.
No.
The one word other than actually slicing open your skin.
Yeah, what if I was talking
Yeah.
to somebody
And
else about
trading
candy
blood with
and I
another
just
human.
accidentally replied?
would you
to
would
sweet?
you do a blood pact with someone?
I tried to do it like with a friend.
Mm-hmm.
Like I want to say with like 4th grade or 5th grade or something. It was just like, this is so serious. We're like the best friends ever.
I will.
We're totally gonna have a blood pact or oath or whatever we're gonna call it. Let's do it. And then we had a knife and we were gonna cut our hands because we'd seen I
Yeah.
want to say we'd seen a movie or like a TV
So I'm
show.
saying it was
Yeah,
in
they do the whole
movies
thing,
and
right?
shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was all the time, right? And then we were gonna cut our hands and like we both like tried to cut our hand, but we were too nervous. So
Yeah.
I think it was like a butter knife.
and we
like,
just
you
couldn't
do it.
do it. And then we're all like, let's just spit in our hands.
We'll
And
spit, shake, and lick.
Yeah. So just no. Drink your urine. We didn't do that.
Gone.
He's all done with his urine. He's
Oh
got
my
no more urine.
God.
That's really gross. I mean, this also comes from Brandon.
What is
you did
going on?
The spit take.
that was different. That was all water. It wasn't actual
Was it?
spit.
I think there were a few people that actually tried to spit in your mouth.
Oh, I got
though.
yeah.
I think it was the only weird one was Barbara because she used hot water.
Oh,
That was what was really really weird.
It's really gross.
It was so gross though. Someone spit honey on me.
Do you use salt water? I think that would
No.
be confusing.
That'd be
Salt.
So also, I'm at the beach.
Yeah, it's like, ooh, refreshing.
Yeah, unless you have a cut, then it hurts.
Yeah, no, the hot water was the weird thing. Other than that, it was it was nice. It was a really hot day outside.
Yeah, refreshing.
Yeah, it was really refreshing.
Do you guys miss the old office at all?
I don't miss the annex.
Fair enough, but do you miss the 636 proper?
See, for me, it's always the Congress office.
Sure.
That's what I miss.
Sure.
Because that was my first office, and it was
Yeah.
kind of your first office.
That was my
too.
first office too.
Yeah, and Chris. Oh, well, I mean, the three of you guys all
Yeah.
started there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
miss the wood floors that were like at a slant, so you just kind of like fall into the place.
Yeah, that's
Carrying
true. There
the
were
stuff
no
up the
right
stairs.
angles in that office whatsoever.
Favorite thing Chris ever said about the Congress office. We were talking about how loud it gets sometimes in here, and people are like, "Oh, it's just the way it is." I was like, "No, not always." And then Chris was like, "Yeah, I remember coming to the Congress office and how it was just like eerily quiet
Yeah,
because it was just like 7 of us, and it was like click, click, click,
Click.
It would get
and then
spooky.
Gus is
And it was like, shh, you're clicking really loud.
But, and
Yeah.
Joel would sigh. And we were gonna hear Joel's sighs.
Yeah, I kind of like. I wonder how long because Gus has a mechanical keyboard now. I wonder if he could have had that at the old office.
No
or we would
way.
have just killed him.
no, because essentially it was just like it was me, Gus, Nathan, Matt, and like all the desks were just like pushed together.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
And Nathan was a chatty Cathy.
But then before that, back in Buda, it was like a 3-bedroom, right?
And
Apartment.
Buda?
Yeah.
It was a 1-bedroom.
Oh,
Buda was the worst.
you should have got a bigger
It was
office.
horrible. It was. I mean, we couldn't. I mean, that was the best we could do. And that was
You had a full
really. That
kitchen.
was, we did have a full kitchen, but
Full kitchen.
all the kitchen was used for was trash stack. You know,
Is that like the
you know
game?
that game? It just basically how high can you stack the trash before it falls over,
Yeah.
and whenever it falls over, you're the one that has to.
Oh,
take
that's
it out.
trash Jenga.
Yeah, we did that 636 all the time because the trash comes in the corner, so you could like stack stuff against the
Against the
wall.
wall. It
Yeah.
got
Except in
unnaturally
636
high.
though, the person who spilled it still didn't
No,
clean it up.
absolutely.
No.
No.
Was it tough because you had Sway from MTV come out? Was
I
it
just
tough
saw-
like
I
saying
just saw
like come
Key-
down to Buda?
There was God, I'm trying to remember the story now. I just saw Key and Peele the other night that had like they were doing a Sway impersonation. I was like, oh my God, I haven't thought about Sway in forever. But yeah, when he came to Buda, there's like no black people in Buda anywhere, and he had the crazy Rastafarian like what beanie thing. I don't even. It's not a beanie. Like it's too big to be a beanie. What are those things called? I don't even know. They're
I
like
don't-
huge.
yeah, I know what you're
like
talking
like triple.
The only thing going through my head is don't say turban, don't say turban, don't say turban,
You're the
don't
one
say
with
that,
turban.
and he has all the like the dreadlocks and
Yeah.
stuff, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And we went to we always was one coffee shop downstairs that we would always go to, and the the woman at the coffee shop like saw Sway like come in, and then she couldn't take her eyes off him. She was like this.
Oh.
That's okay. Now you cut. All right, that was. I'm waiting
So-
for the camera to go. Here we go.
Do you acknowledge it or do you just try to like
That's
play like you
the
don't?
woman was like would look at him like that, and then finally that's what I was like. The question was, are we going to acknowledge this and talk about it, or
Yeah.
is this just going to be like horribly awkward?
You should have
and
taught her a
un- and
lesson and
unsaid,
robbed
right?
her. Be like,
And then we get up to the front to order, and she says, "I love your hat." So, you know, they're like, okay,
It's a nice turban.
Yeah.
okay, that works. She's making conversation. This is cool. And then she says, "Your people are so colorful."
she was trying.
She was trying
She was
so
trying.
hard.
Yeah, that was like talking to
effort.
like grandma. She's
It
like, "Oh,
was.
you mean nice?"
Yeah.
But we should
Maybe
get,
when she was staring at him the whole time, she was just running through a list of things. She's like, no.
No.
Compliment
No,
his
that's not
hat.
gonna-
That'll
Yeah.
be.
Talk about
That'd be a good
how he's
segue.
colorful.
Yeah.
And all his people are colorful.
Yeah.
That's not
do,
racist.
do you think
Or
we
weird.
get Sway to show up here?
Oh, that'd be badass.
Right?
We should totally get Sway
Like,
to show up
Part
here.
2. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was always pretty chill.
All right.
Sway,
Let's
the
blood.
sequel.
Let's blood pact.
Blood pact.
No.
Packed it. No.
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 Even the spit. I can
Why
even
don't you
spit.
guys
Sweet.
mason jar packed
Yeah.
it?
We'll just all pee into the mason jar.
And I'll drink it.
Oh.
This is how blood packs work, right,
yeah,
guys?
that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Totally.
Did you guys ever play Bloody Knuckles in high school or like in middle school? Probably.
Were you like?
Do the quarter like across.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Where you like you put your hands
Yeah.
down on a desk like so.
Yeah, it would be like that. and then you would like flick a quarter across the table.
Yeah.
And hit them with it.
Let's
Yeah.
see who would bleed the most.
Did you ever
Yeah.
play Mercy?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just you lock hands like this,
Yeah.
and then you just keep trying to make the other person
Yeah.
just give up out of sheer pain.
That one and tennis were the worst. Did you ever
We
play tennis?
didn't. What?
Tennis.
Tennis,
You're
you're not
referring to the
trying to-
sport,
No, no, no,
right?
no,
You're
no,
not
like
trying to
that tennis.
hurt
I
anybody.
don't know why it's called that.
Tennis?
You would just like hold like hands like that, like one and one, and then you would just slap each other's hand until the other person.
Oh,
gave up.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
know what game I hated? Golf. We had to play
It
that
was
all
the
the time
worst.
as kids. It was
The
the
Wii
worst.
version was terrible. Yeah, with Bloody Knuckles too, we would used to like we would take scissors and like cut up the edges of the quarters. So
Damn, you like prison it.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
You were
Yeah.
making shivs out?
Yeah, we pretty much were.
Yeah.
Damn.
We were terrible elementary school students.
Yeah.
On that subject, we want to thank our sponsor.
Do you guys see that a bunch of the Meg and Josh and Blaine went and ran a 10K?
I saw.
I saw
I saw,
pictures.
I saw Josh limping everywhere.
I saw Josh- Josh's stalker.
So they all went out to okay,
Well,
2
there we
weeks
go.
ago. So
That
2
was
weeks
Freddie.
ago they ran a 5K,
Yeah.
right? And so and Josh finished right before this elderly gentleman. Like
He's
right,
old, you can
yeah,
say
you know,
it.
but it's a really funny picture. It's
Yeah.
like he's like it's this old man, and Josh is right in front of him. And then on the next race, the 10K, the old man is right in front of him.
It's amazing. I
So
love
it's
how
like-
like defeated he looks in the second one too.
So he somehow like lost time and got overtaken by the 70-year-old man because he
Like,
looked
I've
it
been
up.
following
Josh
him
stage
around
that?
for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Huh? I don't know, but he looked him up because he wanted to see who his nemesis was.
I'm pretty sure the old guy's like literally a turtle, just like taking form, and it took the 10K to really make that fall through. You know?
Yeah. No, that's beyond coincidence.
Yeah.
No,
It was
yeah, because
something,
it's
like,
like they
really-
take that picture like when you're crossing the finish
That's
line.
crazy.
And there's a lot of people running.
Oh, was it at the finish line? At the finish
Yeah.
line? Oh, that's awesome.
Josh
Yeah.
needs to find him.
Yeah,
That might be like his granddad or something.
yeah.
Does he know who
Maybe,
both
maybe
his
it's not a real guy. Maybe it's a ghost.
a ghost that would
Ghost
make
that
Josh
shows
feel
up
terrible.
in pictures. Only Josh can see it. We should totally do that to Josh. Like everybody else be like, I don't see an old guy.
you
Josh,
talking
what are you talking about? You're the only one in the picture.
Do you think
No,
you could
that's-
convince someone that they were dead?
Convinced that they were dead. Like we
Yes,
convinced
like
you that you
somehow
were
like
dead.
stage
If you had Haley Joel Osment,
and you'd be
I
like,
think
what?
you could do it.
Only I can see.
then you could make it happen.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but like the idea that you see something and no one else sees it, that's the most terrifying thing in the world to me. Like, have you seen It?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like you're sitting there
I've seen
and
the
then
blue purple
this,
dress.
This balloon full of
Let's not
blood
talk
just
about that. Let's
pops
not talk
and like
about that.
blood is like spattered everywhere and
Yeah.
people have no idea. Like there's just like normal librarians like reading books because that's what they do when they're bored.
then-
And they have no idea that there's blood. Like that to me is terrifying to see something and be able to talk about it but no one knows what I'm saying. Or
That
what
means
I'm-
you're crazy.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I
Or
mean, maybe,
haunted.
or there,
Or-
you're haunted. Like,
yeah.
it could be any number of things.
Yeah. It's probably schizophrenia though.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
You should talk to someone.
Should oh,
No one. I couldn't convince anybody because nobody believes me about anything anymore. I kind of go out of my
What are
way.
you talking
to-
about?
I go out of my way to lie to people, about just like things that don't matter. Like said, like the other couple
Like
weeks
the
ago.
other day when I called you and you said, "Yes, sir, I'm on the way to work."
Yeah. No.
That?
no. I was just.
was
I was
it
just sitting at home.
what you said after you saw me in the shower
Yeah.
accidentally?
I was like, no, it's fine. Everything's good.
It
Yeah.
looks totally normal.
Yeah. No, that's not weird. No, like a couple weeks ago, I got a haircut, and somebody walked up. Was like, "Did you get a haircut?" I was like, "No. I've been wearing a beanie. My hair is flat." And I convinced.
Weird lie.
I got 4 people to believe me. Like
But
the
why?
I don't know. I just do it. I don't
What
know.
kind, was it one of those like supersized beanies like Sway would wear?
Yeah, it was.
Because your people are very
It
colorful.
was very colorful.
Yeah.
But why? Why would you? Why? I guess it's harmless.
Yeah, I just want to see if I can.
But I don't think anyone's gonna be like, no, you're lying.
No, that's what happened actually.
Wait,
So,
really?
Like Paco, our one of our TD guys was like, "No, you got a haircut," and I was like, "No, I didn't get a haircut." A couple other people backed it up. And
Like,
like,
why would I lie about that?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, nobody is like I lie about things that nobody would lie about, and therefore people distrust me.
I like to think he went on the lamest investigation
Yeah.
like ever. It's like going to your barber and being
No,
like,
he
"Have
did-
you seen this
Yeah,
man?"
he was like looking at old pictures and stuff. He was like, "No, see, it's long. No, it's not." I was like, "No, I didn't get a haircut."
Oh yeah, that is pretty.
It's
lame.
pretty lame. Yeah. Yeah.
No, Kerry, that's that's like a thing. That's like a condition.
That's a weird lie.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
like,
no,
no,
I, I'm not saying I don't have a problem. Yeah, yeah. When
Now
you
I
go,
can't trust.
Do you have?
when you go to talk about schizophrenia, I'll go with you, and I'll talk about my compulsive lying.
Yeah, you should.
Okay. Yeah.
Now this is just
He's
gaslighting
lying.
the
He's
whole
not going
the
anywhere.
whole thing.
Wait, is it really compulsive lying or is it compulsively fucking with people?
It's probably more the second. I only do it because it's just like funny that like have people go what and then like I tell them.
Do you have any legitimate compulsions? Like, people like have to touch a doorknob like 3 times or like, like
I've got a little bit of
they
that
have
going
like
on.
a
Yeah.
pattern they start the car in or just, weird shit like that.
Anything.
Yeah, I when I was a kid, I accidentally like left the faucet on in one of our bathrooms, so I like flooded the entire bathroom. We had to like rip the carpet and all this stuff. So like ever since then, like I went through a phase where like every single night I had to go check to make sure the faucet off like a couple times. I'd go check to make sure like the door was locked. Like yeah, I've got some like a couple weird like I don't have OCD, but I have tendencies.
When I was a kid, I saw I Know What You Did Last Summer, and for like a year, I had to sleep with the closet door open.
Yeah, except
There is one thing, I don't know if it counts. I cannot go to the bathroom without putting on the sink, turning it on.
Oh,
Like,
I've noticed
that's
this
you?
about you.
Yeah.
I thought
I
it
always
was
wondered,
Bernie.
it's like, man, he's washing you're just washing your hands a lot or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It weirds me
In
out.
California, that's illegal because they don't have any water left.
Oh, well, it's worth it.
what do you do about
It's
like
worth it.
like the faucet here where it like turns off? Do you just like keep running out and like tapping it to like get more time?
No, well, I don't.
motion
I mean,
active.
I'd say I can pee.
Yeah.
And the time it takes for that thing to
Interesting.
go down.
So you just like you
I
hit
mean,
the
actually,
motion.
that's different. When it's like a big bathroom like that,
Oh, okay.
that's a little bit different.
But when people like know
But
that
people can-
you're in there,
When people are doing normal things,
yeah.
and then they can hear me peeing in another room, that just weirds me out. Or if it's vice versa, and I hear someone peeing, like I'll immediately put on headphones or just be like, don't listen, don't listen.
Do you get
don't
weird
listen."
when people talk to you in the bathroom?
Yes, no, this is not gonna happen. This is not.
Oh, I'm gonna
No.
start. I'm gonna start looking for
No,
opportunities
no.
to have conversations.
You can't find me when I go to the bathroom.
I don't
I'm like Gus.
I don't normally get weirded out by that,
Uh-huh.
but I did have when I worked at Warner Brothers, I had a boss who for some reason we got on the same pee schedule, and like every time it got to be where I was paranoid about it because like every time I would go in to pee, he would just like sidle up right next to me. And then, hello there, Hullum. What are you up to? And just start talking to me.
Touching my dick, no
yeah.
big deal.
And it was like that was like our main source of interaction. Is for whatever reason like we would always go to
and he
that
kept promoting you.
Yeah.
and then we made sweet love.
Yeah.
But I don't think that meant anything. That's fine. That's
Yeah,
not,
he had an executive
Didn't you have
bathroom
a, didn't you have
everywhere.
a guy at that job who just couldn't help but masturbate?
Oh, that wasn't the same job, but yeah, that was another job. Where
Was it this one?
Yeah.
And was
Where-
it me?
Yeah. That's what the shower's for.
that was another job.
He turned the sink on and it was, you know what you're doing in there,
No,
Brad.
that was a
Yeah.
guy. That was a guy at that I worked at another. It was another movie, and the guy. I would come back to work. I would come to work the next day. Like
Yeah.
everybody worked on different shifts, but I had like kind of my own office space, and I would come to work the next day, and I could tell somebody had been using my computer, and I was like, who's using my computer? This is really weird, And I couldn't figure it out, and there was no reason for anybody to use my computer because everybody who needed a computer had one. The only people who didn't were like storyboard artists who were just like day players, and they would come in
Yeah.
and do storyboards and go home, and they didn't need a computer. So then one day I noticed my history. Like I was like, oh, what was that thing I was looking at yesterday? I need to go back and look at my history, and it was like all porn. It was like rows and rows and rows of porn, and this was like back before porn was so easily accessible, like Pornhub and all the sites that
You had to try.
you had to look somewhere, and it was like all weird URLs, with really strange, masonjarsex.com. You got another one, Kerry?
No, that was
You always
I was
have
gonna
one.
do the exact same thing.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
I'm sorry. I failed you.
Boss at the urinal, awkwardfurries.com. So that I noticed, I was like, oh my God, who do I tell about this? This is so weird and awkward. I don't know what to do, and I'm like, okay, I'll like reorganize my desk or something, or just change stuff so like I can know, and I don't know, I'm gonna like I've set up a camera, I'll do something,
Put the
so you
tissues
should watch.
away. Yeah.
no, like I caught you, like I know who
It's just
you
a
are.
camera of
But,
like
I just thought it was like somebody
Somebody like
using.
Matt, how are you gonna identify
But
him?
well, I'm glad I didn't, because the next day there was Kleenex tissues at my desk that had never been there before.
Oh.
Yeah.
At least he's wiping it.
What? Not like sticking to the underside, or like?
Yeah, and he's just like just smearing it everywhere to dry.
And my keyboard was really crusty.
Yeah.
So what was what ended up
Stalactites?
happening?
He won the Academy Award.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. It was like
And then later, James Cameron moved on to Avatar.
I got a lock for my door, and that was the end of the story.
You made somebody very sad that night.
In
I know.
college.
Can you imagine? It's like, 9 o'clock, time to watch my porn. Oh no, the door is locked. Oh, why? I'll just masturbate around here.
Yeah. Also on the subway.
In college,
so
there's a friend, Zach Anner, lived in this apartment where they'd rent out. It was like a 3-bedroom apartment, and they'd rent out each room to different people.
Right.
And he was gone for the summer, and me and our leases were up, and we had like a month layover where we didn't have an apartment. So we just like, we'll just crash at Zach's, because he had this nice 3-bedroom place, but they'd only rented out one of the rooms. Mm-hmm. And then while we were staying there, they were showing the apartment place was showing the room to other people trying to fill the 2 empty rooms. But we had all of our stuff in his apartment, like two apartments full of stuff plus their stuff all in one space. And then we also and then we set up like Aaron had his desktop computer in the living room, and whenever we found out they were showing people, Zach was like, "Oh, well, you guys need to stop this." So we dirtied everything up, and we'd set up his computer, and we just put lotion and toilet paper all just like we'd just like squirt lotion all over the floor.
Jesus
And
Christ.
just like deck everything, and it was all sticky and white. And they for some reason they weren't able to rent out the rooms.
I wonder why.
I like at no point you're like, hey, you know what? Why don't we just live here? Yeah. It was like, no.
Starting to feel like home.
Yeah, no, instead you just squirted lotion everywhere
Yeah.
and TP'd his computer.
I'm looking to get an apartment in this one complex, and the way it works with like these nicer places, or like apartments, not condos, is you can't actually just go in and see an apartment. Like they don't do that. You just have to look at the floor plan. So I just started like knocking on doors, like asking to see people's
what are you up
apartments.
to?
Yeah.
Do you want to hang out?
And like the first like people that are like super awesome, they just kind of like let me in, and I was like, cool, thanks. And then I went to another unit, and then like the guy that answered was like really, really creepy, and I didn't know what to do. I just told him why I was there, and I was like, all right, he'll probably say no, I can leave. He's like, come on in. And I was like,
No.
I can't not go in now.
Yeah.
And then he proceeded to like follow me like an inch away from like every little part of the room, and he's like, you want to see the balcony? And I was like, no, I'm okay.
Do you want to see a
I'm
basement?
Totally okay.
This unit has a basement? Yeah.
I've made one.
Floor.
Yeah. It's all tiles. You can hose it down.
Yeah. So that's hit and miss.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, it can be weird, like just going into someone's place that they're currently living in.
Yeah.
In the middle of, they're not preparing for anybody.
Yeah,
and
my
seeing
place is
like, how
always
they
messy
live.
as shit. I can't just like let people in.
Yeah, but you live with your girlfriend. She's okay with that?
Yeah, she doesn't care.
Really?
Nah.
Who's messier?
I leave more like junk out, and she leaves more like teacups with like tea or like a plate out kind of
Yeah.
thing. So it's like I have more junk, but she'll leave like dishes. So,
Yeah, it balances out.
yeah, it bounces out all right. Yeah,
Have you guys used Periscope?
I'm afraid.
Your transitions tonight. That is so
Do you want to live stream my apartment? I was like, woo.
Teacups. Okay, cool.
No.
Periscope. Anybody?
Yeah.
What?
No, I've used Periscope.
Yeah, you guys were like driving in the,
Yeah, we drove to Houston, and I
Yeah.
was driving. And we
I
were-
saw that. I was watching it as I was driving, and I was like,
That's dangerous.
Oh, man, this is not a good idea.
I mean, I wasn't driving when I was streaming it.
Yeah, I kind of want to like get a bike mount and just like stream me riding a bike.
I still don't know what to do with it. I don't think anybody does, but I thought it might be like a fun little thing to do where, like I'm out to dinner and it's like, on a date with Brandon. And you remember the SNL sketches that Christopher Walken used to do? Mm-hmm. Where like
Those
the
are
camera's
awesome.
the person. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're really funny. So, someone's going to help me out with it. They're going to like hold the camera. And I'm like asking them like what I should ask and things. And they're not really helping me that much. And I was just like, why are they being so difficult? I mean, this is not that. It's not going to take that long. And then I realized that my girlfriend probably didn't want to help me make a periscope
Of going on a
pretending to
date?
be- yeah, going on a date with me. Eventually,
Probably not.
Yeah, I figured it out. So we did not do that.
So then you take
And
it to
then
your
I,
pug. And then
no,
the
then I
pug
told
ran
her we
off.
were going to Paris.
Oh, there you go. Hey!
What?
Everything worked out. Matt, by the way,
By the way, yes. By the way,
I'm gonna need a expense.
your expense account to go to
report, yeah.
I'm
Paris.
gonna use my card and
Yeah.
go. Speaking of segues,
You should ask me when we're peeing next to each other in the bathroom.
Chris has got the mason jar. He can put on the ground.
That's right.
Right now.
Yeah.
Let's make it happen.
Speaking of amazing segues, any of you guys watch the Ant-Man trailer?
The what? Oh,
Ant-Man
Ant-Man
trailer?
trailer?
Yeah.
I did
See,
not.
he's
I
allowed.
did.
To,
So, hey,
he's allowed to make an abrupt segue
Because I
just
made a
because he
joke
calls
about
attention
it. Yeah.
to it.
So
See?
I want.
That's how it works.
That's true. I want to know because I have not seen it yet.
Okay.
Was the reaction online better than the first one? Because it seemed like the reaction to the first one was decidedly meh.
I think people are looking forward to it. I certainly am.
Well,
Yeah,
am I wrong? It
No,
seemed like
I
the teaser
agree.
came out and people were just kind of like,
Yeah, it's Ant-Man. Yeah, I get. That was. The
I'm not saying
impression.
I am. I'm just
Yeah.
saying
Yeah.
like that's what the
Yeah.
reaction was.
It seems like they're kind of tongue in cheek with it. Or
Which I
they,
think
they're
that's what's gonna
aware.
save them.
With
Yeah, they're aware that it's kind of dumb.
well, with
There's
the
a lot of
new-
people I think who are still like angry that Edgar Wright's not doing it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we'll see how that actually turns out. Like the trailer looks fine, but maybe those are the only good
Well,
moments.
it is
Yeah.
one of those things. It's like the only way I could defeat him is if I become tiny,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
then we.
but-
It's like,
But it's
well,
not-
why
it's
not?
Like, that's what
How
the
is that
trailer
going to
was going
help?
for it. Like with this one with the visual effects, I got it. It was essentially Marvel meets Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Yeah.
Because it's like you see the world in this like
classics.
whole new.
Yeah.
And I liked Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
It's a good movie.
Amazing Disney ride too. So when you look at it, you're like, okay, I can kind of see watching this because it's cool. It reminded me of that X-Men clip in Futures Past where what's his name freezes everything.
Yeah.
It's like
yeah.
it's just pleasant to just kind of watch the way they do the effects. But I don't know. Remember Thor's trailer came out? And we all thought
I
it was
thought Thor was
dumb
going to be a bomb
because it was like, they're making a movie out of some
Yeah.
random.
but it was huge.
Yeah,
Honey,
they would have
I
pulled it
Shrunk
off.
the Kids. Didn't they make like 7 sequels to that? And
Well, they made
did.
I Blew Up the
3
Kids with.
Okay, I was
Rick
going to say, I was
Moranis.
like, Honey, I made the kids like really supersized. I
Yeah.
thought that was the title. But there was
Yeah.
one in the
Remember
middle that
last
was like,
time? It's different.
Here, Honey, I made the kids regular size.
Oops.
Yeah.
And they went to school. And they had a pleasant day.
Yeah, it's like a, it's
like
15-minute
the
movie.
most boring
Honey, I
version
Shrunk
of that.
something else, and you're not going to
like-
be happy.
Yeah.
It's my penis.
You know that would be like where you'd go with it, right?
Maybe the.
Why would you want to shrink your penis?
No, not shrink it, blow it up.
But why would you want to make it like 50 feet tall?
Why not?
I
don't
mean, I
know.
understand bragging about
Someone
it, but
would.
functionally.
Someone would do it.
Someone would definitely.
I
Yeah.
would do it. Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's the first
Kerry,
penis
no. You would
enlargement that
seriously make
works.
your
I mean-
penis 50 feet tall.
I probably would make it 50 feet tall. I had a very serious conversation freshman year of high school about what life would be like with a 30-foot long dick.
That sounds so serious.
It was.
I can imagine just
No,
the
we went on for
complete
about.
sincerity with which you had that conversation.
You had to have a bag or some apparatus to wrap it.
You got? Is that a man purse? Fuck yeah, it is.
Yeah, yeah. It's everything. I got everything. I got deep pockets. So
But
no,
imagine the shaft shots possibilities.
there you go. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to get it in one lens.
No,
Panoramic shaft shots. It's a new feature.
But 30
feet
feet is
long.
like, I mean, that's
Yeah, not girthier though.
not just
Not
normal.
girthy.
Okay,
So
but
it's
what
just
if
like
for
a-
every, what if for like every inch that
like
it
a
got
fire
longer,
hose?
it got
Pretty much.
that much like thinner?
Ooh, get like to like a
Like
needle.
yeah.
Yeah, that's scary.
Yeah.
That seems sharp.
The thing is if to make it erect, you would just die because there'd be
That-
no
This
there would
came
be
up.
no blood in the rest of your
This
body.
came
You'd
up in
just
the
be like,
conversation. Yeah, yeah. They don't have to be in the other room.
and you just be passed out
Yeah.
with a
But I guess you
30-foot
could do
boner.
like all the
Talk
blood
about
packs
rigor
you want
mortis.
though, right?
Yeah.
Just like
Yeah,
and then
it's like Chris, I need you to blood pack me so I can get an erection. Transfer.
Together we can fulfill this 30-foot
it's like the worst Wonder Twins episode ever.
With the power to erect. God, that's terrible.
And I've become a bucket of ice
But
water.
that being said, like you would be like the guy with a 30-foot dick.
Yeah.
Like, there's something respect.
I'm pretty sure you can get bitches anyway. Like,
people
you
would,
get on Howard Stern either,
yeah.
or as well, you know.
Either way, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, that's happening.
Yeah, I mean
don't
that's
know.
cool.
There's something to be said about just having like a novelty about you.
Yeah, but you would never be able to have sex again
What do you
with
mean?
a human.
Like,
Yes, you could.
Not with a 30-foot dick.
Just the tip.
I don't know what animal you'd be able to.
Like a 60th of me would.
Come on, really, just the tip. Let me
Yeah.
just put the tip in.
No, seriously, that's enough.
tip-
All 2 feet.
Oh,
Whales
it's
are,
just like a giant. Oh,
whales are mammals, right? Like
Yeah.
they have
dude,
vaginas.
walrus dicks are scary.
Well, are you saying that if you had a 30-foot dick, you would
Do you
fuck
have
a
sex
whale?
with a whale?
Is that what
I
you're
think what
saying?
he's saying is that there aren't many other options. And
No,
the desperate
I mean,
times come for desperate vaginas.
That makes sense. I guess yeah.
Yeah.
I'd probably do it too.
Yeah, I mean, you could probably make money from
It'd
it.
be pretty awesome.
Yeah.
It's
You
like
probably make money from it.
Yeah. It could be like the guest to be coiled next to me.
Oh my god, that's terrifying. Actually,
Yeah. Don't touch it.
no, I won't.
Okay.
Now I'm hearing like the Indian snake song. Do, 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 do.
Sorry, I saw you. I saw the hand motion before you
Yeah.
started the sentence. Anyways.
So speaking of flying,
What?
you could probably fly
That's
with
great.
it. If some sort
Yeah.
of like rope.
Attach
lasso.
yourself.
oh no, like Thor's hammer,
Yeah. And then
right?
like-
He just spins it and he throws it and it pulls him.
Yeah. Except
Yeah.
it's Thor's,
Lasso dick.
Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
who is this
Wonder Woman?
superhero?
There is no superhero with a giant
Wonder Man
Oh no, I'm sure those comics
attached.
exist.
with a giant.
penis.
I'm sure there's like a ton of them in Japan.
Yeah. It's probably like furry stuff.
Because you could tie people up with it. It's basically like the guy who can stretch. And
Oh
stuff.
yeah,
Like
the
Stretch
Fantastic
Armstrong.
Four guy.
Yeah.
Oh.
Stretch
Oh,
like a
that
clown.
guy's already probably got it going
I didn't
on.
think about that. Yeah, but see, the thing about his is he can stretch it and shrink it as he wants.
Or
What
as
Kerry's
she wants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What Kerry's proposing is no. It's just you have to live with it. It's
Yeah,
30
it's like your
long.
intestines are on the outside, essentially,
Yeah.
is what it is. And then
That's
everywhere.
wait, that got way grosser.
It did, yeah.
That's not good.
I'm sorry. Hey, Chris, drink the pee again.
Oh, it's
Be
gone.
weirder than me. Okay.
So there was, I think it was Alaska Airlines.
Yeah.
This flight out of Seattle, and is there more penis stuff?
Are you wait?
there's
I can't-
always more
You had a segue here.
Yeah.
You could have made. Where's Barbara? You could have made a joke about the cockpit.
I don't get it.
So anyway, so apparently, so I'm obsessed. I mean, Gus is obsessed with planes, plane disasters, plane safety.
plane noises.
Does anybody else watch like air disasters?
No, absolutely not. No, I like
Fucking awesome.
enjoying my flights.
No, you should watch it. It's like all this crazy stuff, like a plane in South Africa, like they were smuggling, like the kind of stuff that you use to ignite a rocket, and like plane goes kabooey. It's like a cool show. It's all this different things. So I'm like obsessed with it. Go to like all the websites, and there was this flight out of Seattle where they were about 20 minutes into the flight, and everybody heard like a banging, and nobody knew what it was. It's just like a banging coming from the bottom of the plane.
Right.
So everybody started freaking out, and like the pilot turned around, and like there was like cops there, ambulance security.
Oh, they didn't go down there mid-flight.
No.
They
They,
were like,
they
"What's up,
landed.
Scooby?"
They're like, holy shit! Yeah, like what
Yeah.
is this thing? And then they open up the bottom of the plane, and it's like a baggage guy.
Oh, shit.
Just like in there, like, just got caught. I don't know if he was like sleeping
Oh yeah,
or
this
what.
happened just like yesterday, right?
Yeah,
That's ridiculous.
and
scary.
he's just
People-
like banging on the plane.
Well, the thing is people have like tried to like not pay for a plane ticket and just hold on, but you
Who's
die.
tried that?
No,
I'm
people
so,
do
hold
it.
on to what?
Just the outside of the plane.
So wait.
No, people
When you're
do that.
sitting,
That's
like,
a
outside
serious
the
thing.
terminal. You just see a guy just shimmy
No,
up.
I'm
and
serious.
it's kinda
That is
like,
the thing where people do that. They're like, I'm
on a
just
commercial airline.
Yes, people
How?
try and well, they don't make it. They die.
no. I'm saying like, how do they even get to the wing?
If you
sneak
get-
on
you start
it,
running
you
on the
sneak
tarmac.
on. You sneak into.
But you can't sneak on top of a wing.
It's not just the wing anywhere.
Yeah, you're
the,
like a
the
gremlin.
cargo area. You just sneak on somehow, and you just hold on.
No, but
and the thing
that
is,
thing is closed, Chris. There's nothing
there's
for you to
a way-
hold on to.
I'm just saying. I've read
Somehow
an article about
the
people
somehow
doing it. Yeah,
is kind of the crux of this whole
Yeah, it's
conversation.
some
parents out in
people
the country,
try and sneak onto a plane and hold on to it, but then they end up. It's like they freeze because it gets really, really cold. Or
They get up to that point in the atmosphere when they're on like a plane that's going like 200 miles an hour.
yeah, or something. Or
no, that's not a.
I'm saying no. I swear, this is the
something.
thing. It's really sad.
I never know when Chris is just completely talking out of his ass.
No, I'm
Yeah.
serious.
Are you being? I have
People
no
do this.
idea
He's
right
even
now
lie to people.
if you are being serious.
People really do it. They don't live.
Look, I believe that at some point somebody tried to get on a plane.
Sure, because you
on
can't
the
you like
wing.
get on like the landing gear.
But
And
the
then, like,
idea
the
that
landing
somebody got on a commercial airliner.
Do it.
if you the second you
Have you seen
foot,
how high it is?
They don't live.
I know they don't live. I'm saying how to get to the point where they die.
I
they
don't
took a
know.
ladder with
they,
them, and they climbed up the
They
ladder.
all you have to do is just hold on.
That's not all you have to do.
Yes, it is. You get there.
All right, Chris. All right.
Have you seen the Mission Impossible? What is it? Rogue Assassin? What's the name of it?
Where he's like on a plane and he's
yeah,
like,
he's
hold
hanging
on.
on the side
Yeah,
of the thing.
and then he
Yeah.
freezes and becomes a gremlin, and then
Yeah.
lives on the wing.
All right.
That's
Chris.
Twilight Zone, right?
Yeah.
The Mission Impossible just turns into Twilight Zone.
Yeah, that's how
At
Gremlins
some
are
point,
made.
John Lithgow is sitting there and looks out the window and is like, "Oh, there's Tom Cruise out on my wing."
How would you go
Scientology.
about riding on a plane, like riding on a commercial airline wing?
If I wanted to sneak onto a plane and
Yeah. Let's say you really want to go to like,
Literally
Seattle.
sneak on it.
Well,
yeah.
Well, you know
one-
what you could do?
Sup,
You could
Watson?
actually maybe do it if you were at one of those airports where they do the old school thing where you go
Take
out on
a
the
tram
tar-
to it?
No, you go out on the tarmac.
yeah,
And walk
they,
up the
they
ladder.
have airports that are still like that. Like
Yeah, no, they still do that at LAX occasionally. I mean, like
Mm-hmm.
big airports, like when there's shit going on in construction or whatever. Last time I was there at LAX, I had to do that. Like we got on a bus and went from, it was the weirdest thing, went from one gate to another and got on the plane on the tarmac.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, I'm just going to hold on to the wing.
no, because they do. That's how you.
Did you make it?
You'd sneak.
Well, here I am.
Yeah.
What do you fucking think?
You could sneak on, or you could get a job as an airport
Nobody say anything.
waiver.
Airport,
The guy who waves
airport
the
dancer.
stick. The guy who waves the glowy stick. Traffic controller person.
Okay, that's
There you
good,
go.
that's good,
Yeah,
that's good.
airport traffic man.
The protect man. Who is he? Just has like the glow sticks. And
The
he's
waver.
like, waving around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. You could get a job at that, or just say, "Oh, I
That's
dropped my
so- it's
bag."
easy.
or
Just go-
something. I
just
don't
go do
know.
that.
I dropped my bag. So I'm going to need to fly on the wing.
Yeah. I threw it out onto the tarmac.
Or sneak. Just sneak.
Just sneaking always works.
Yeah. Hit the
Whenever-
left thumbstick and just
Someone.
like
Whenever the airport security sees somebody sneaking, they're like, "Oh, don't even pay attention to him because he's sneaking."
Yeah.
You couldn't do
You
it.
should
You
just
could-
be allowed to go get on the wing.
I don't think the approach would be to go to the airport. I think you'd have to sneak onto the tarmac directly. Like
I think
jump
you
a
should
fence
just-
and crawl.
I think you
mean-
should just parachute from another plane
Yeah.
onto the plane that you want to be on the
Then
wing
grab-
of, and then just
yeah.
grab on in midair.
or just go to like Boeing's warehouse and like build yourself into the lavatory. And it's
Just
like
get
pop
shipped out.
That's the long play.
Yeah.
You might have to wait
Oh, I'm
like
going
3-4
somewhere good.
years, but it'll be
Yeah.
worth it.
So Boeing has its own runway, right? In like their little fake airport at Tacoma. And they just like test their planes over Seattle. Does that not terrify anyone else?
There's just
what?
like falls.
Yeah. It's
they
like,
test-
let's see if this thing flies.
Yeah.
Let's get it up in the air.
Yeah, I mean, you think they'd like make a model of it in like Microsoft Flight Simulator first? and then,
Well, I
like,
mean, there's a
try
lot
it.
of.
Yeah.
There's plenty of scary shit with testing rockets and all kinds of stuff. I mean, they have all those rockets that take off from Nevada or wherever for SpaceX and all those other.
Texas now too.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a fucking rocket.
Yeah.
So it could go just like, oh, I'm going to Los Angeles.
Yeah, full of
You know?
fuel and yeah.
I mean, who knows? I mean, it's just like it's a bunch of unproven technology.
Have you seen all of the trial and error videos from when NASA or America was first figuring out how to get into space? So what they did is they, repurposed all these old war rockets, and there's some great footage of like one going up and then spinning like 180 degrees and exploding.
Jesus Christ.
Because it was just like, they didn't know
Yeah.
what they're doing. You just kind of try
Kinda
it out. But
point
it's,
it and
at the end of
go,
the
yeah.
day, it's still like just, I don't know, thousands and thousands of pounds of fuel that you're just
Yeah.
lighting on fire.
There weren't people in it though, right?
No, there's no people. You think they're just...
No, somebody just
They
held
test the
on. It was just like,
rocket.
There was one guy in the
and then they
wing,
froze.
He was holding on. He
Yeah.
thought
but he was really sneaky.
Yeah, yeah.
So it was cool.
They're like, I can barely see him. We might as well leave him.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
really-
rocket science, man. You know?
yeah, it
That's why
is,
they call
Chris.
it.
I really hope we get into space, like sooner.
You?
Shut up.
Yeah, I want to go to space. Let me think.
Well,
cool.
so, it's
I wanna-
privatized
They found
now.
water
Yeah.
on Mars,
Yeah, they did.
like underneath it.
Yeah,
Like an Evian bottle or what?
Aquafina. Yeah,
What are
but
they going to do with it? Like, is it just like, oh, there might have been
It's
life
just
here?
like
or-
well, I don't know.
I think they said it was still too hostile for life. But they
Mars?
actually, yeah,
The Martians were
Yeah.
like, "Get the fuck off my planet."
they're just assholes.
How's Mars hostile?
It's because
like-
it's cold.
Oh
cold.
yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, you
yeah, that's
can't
what
like
I'm
walk
saying,
out. Oh, okay. I thought you meant like Venus. You'll
Yeah. Also, they
you'll be
found
like
they found monsters.
You'll catch on fire. Yeah.
Yeah, they found the gremlins. They go on planes. No, like they found this is like the first time they found liquid water. I think.
Oh, they found liquid water.
Maybe it wasn't,
I
I
know
don't
it was
know.
under the surface.
I know it's under the
So
surface,
maybe
too.
it's like it's hot enough under the surface.
I think they were saying that it was something where like there was a high concentration of salt in the area, so it didn't freeze like everything else does.
Can they send that water to California? Like
They
immediately.
yeah. We should get
That
rid of
was
Mars. Just
really
like
good.
liquefy it and send it to California.
How do they find it?
Rover.
robots.
Yeah.
Robot little car.
Robot cars.
Yeah. So
driving
I
through and,
answer you and I'm like, oh, the Curiosity rover. And he's like, robots. Little robot.
yeah, Chris's answer to
bop.
everything is robots.
They have a robot car that can. Now, here's the deal: it doesn't drive for you,
Of course
which is so. But what it does do is it's this little robot car.
Oh my God.
And it'll have it's a little guy who sits on the dashboard, and it has cameras, and it can tell when you're falling asleep. It'll be like, wake up, you look sleepy, because it recognizes your face and sees when your eyes are drooping. And you know what else it can do? It can the wheels can turn 360 degrees, and so can the actual.
Wheels wait, no, they can't. No, they cannot. The wheels cannot turn 360
They spin
degrees.
all the way around.
Not
No.
while you're
So-
moving.
not while you're moving. So
Yeah.
say you want to
Okay.
parallel park, you drive up to it, wheels turn,
Yeah.
and then you drive.
Do they
straight
turn
into it.
360 degrees, Chris?
The wheels can turn 360 degrees.
They spin in any direction.
You spin me.
Yeah, and it can drive. So you okay? So you
I've seen cars that can do that where you just like you move sideways.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can move sideways, and then the entire
All 360 of them.
It's it's cool.
So you really like the convenience though of like a car driving you around, right?
Oh, absolutely. I
Yeah.
do that in a heartbeat.
Yeah, because you don't like driving.
Yeah.
You probably don't like shopping either.
No, I
And
don't
if you don't like shopping, but you still want to look good, what if you could snap your fingers and have a trunk full of clothes that fit perfectly and make you look amazing?
I was visiting some friends over the weekend, and I realized, and I was sitting there, and we were like at a bonfire type thing, just like grilling and all that. And I'm sitting there, and I'm looking down, and I was like, "Oh, there's a hole in my pants." And then I look, and I'm like, "Oh, where?" And then I felt my balls,
Yeah, that's
like
the
my
worst.
balls were hanging out.
Yeah.
because I just had a hole in my pants.
Yeah,
I didn't
like-
realize it.
Like one ball or both of them were just saying how do
It
you
was
do?
just. I think I don't know.
It's not
It
like
was
you're
just-
let's
It-
get,
the
I'm gonna
thing
get
is,
medical
I didn't
here. Your
notice.
sack
I didn't
pop out.
notice the breeze because I was in front of a fire.
Right.
You
So
didn't
it was
notice the
already warm.
warmth? Okay.
But what happened was I was like, I didn't know I had a hole in my pants here. So I'm like looking at it, and I'm like, that's ball.
Yeah.
I feel ball.
Yeah. I had a rip there at once as well. I remember looking and be like, it's no big deal. But then I forgot that there was a point in time where I had underwear that had a hole about right there. And I was like, that's
It's a
no
perfect
big deal.
storm.
Yeah.
And then at some point in time, they aligned.
Yeah. It was
And
one
I
of the-
remember sitting at a table and I was kind of looking down. I was like, it's a lot of ball skin. right there.
right
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those
if I
things.
can see it.
I don't
you know,
know,
it's
the
like
best angle.
people talk about like a girl wearing a skirt where you have to like keep your legs closed. I could like suddenly.
You empathize.
I
with it.
you're
was
getting out
like,
of a
oh, I
car.
have to keep
Just
my
get out of a
legs
car.
closed so I don't show my balls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now you know
Yeah.
the struggle.
Struggle's real, Chris.
Yeah. Have you guys ever gaffed your pants?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Just gaff tape up your pants. Yeah.
Yeah. My balls.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Did you ever
Okay.
pull it out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it works pretty well. It doesn't. Yeah.
It does. Yeah.
This is all helpful advice for any young men
Yeah. Just
who are looking
gaff
for
tape, duct tape your pants.
Yeah, to keep all your like ball from getting around. Hey Matt, how's the laser team going?
Yeah.
We're working on that scene where everyone shows their balls.
Yeah. The
going
suits
pretty
have a
well.
weak spot.
Yeah.
Did you guys watch Game of Thrones last night?
I am.
You know that I was at your house watching.
I
it.
know, but it's just a thing you do. You just ask and open.
I am immensely behind, but go ahead and talk about it.
I don't want to spoil it. So like, how are you behind? Like, how can you afford not to watch with like everybody talking about it?
I leave rooms. I
It's
just
like,
like,
right
I
now-
want
soundproofing here.
Oh, I know. I headphones.
It was Red Wedding 2. Everybody got
See,
it,
that's the
Kerry.
thing.
Sorry.
I had some stuff spoiled for me, but it's like, yeah, whatever. I'll still enjoy when I do watch it.
My whole thing is like, if I don't see it and the Adams do see it, I have no chance.
Oh,
Because they're
yeah, I
next
can-
to me and they
yeah.
both have these
Yeah.
booming voices.
They really
And they
do.
just talk about it nonstop.
Yeah.
They're passing the books.
They're,
Oh,
they're
the
just
what?
about to, yeah.
Yeah, they're caught up with the books in some storylines. Some storylines still have stuff to go. So they're gonna start this season. go beyond what's written.
Yeah, they've basically confirmed that I think the entirety of the last season will be out before the last book is out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But has there been like a TV show that's like not just enthralled people, but made it such a part of the culture? Like, were you not watching
Harry
this?
Potter.
Like,
Friends.
Harry Potter.
no, like a TV show,
show.
like
Oh,
a weekly
TV
thing
show.
where
Oh,
you're like, you think so, Friends?
Yeah. I don't know.
Friend, I don't
Isn't,
know about
isn't Walking Dead bigger than Game of Thrones? Like in,
Is it
terms, in
still?
terms of number of viewers?
I don't know. It just doesn't feel as.
It doesn't seem as devout though.
Yeah, maybe that's because you have to pay for Game of Thrones. You don't have to
Yeah,
pay
for
Walking
sure.
Dead.
I feel like most people like really like Walking Dead at the beginning and have trailed off. I don't know.
It's just
Maybe
not.
just
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, I'm like a half a season behind.
I
But
feel
no,
like it
it's
didn't
cool now.
stick.
Like you can pay for HBO. What is it now? HBO Now.
Are they outside of the Apple window yet?
No, they're not. But I
Okay.
mean, still, even with that, I mean, you're talking about like HBO and
Yeah.
those types of service. They were like the staple of cable television for
Yeah, no, I'm gonna do
years
that
and
'cause
years and years.
I
Like
haven't
this
had
is, it's like
cable-
such a landmark moment for
Yeah.
for online media. Like I think like this is the final straw for cable to realize that they have to get on the internet bandwagon.
Yeah, I've
Well,
had
you know,
cable for 4
the
years.
Netflix CEO said, which is a great quote, was that the goal is for, he said of Netflix, the goal is for Netflix to become HBO faster than HBO can become Netflix. And the HBO guy said, "We're just trying to copy Rooster Teeth." That was great.
That's a good quote though.
Did he really
That's a
say
good-
The
that?
second one, yeah,
Yeah.
it really
Yeah.
was.
More so than the first one. Yeah.
We should put that on all of our scissor reels and
Totally.
DVDs. Wasn't there a quote from Red versus Blue season 1 that you guys kind of used out of context? It wasn't necessarily out of context, but
Oh no, no,
the
yeah,
quote was-
yeah.
Was it
No,
the South
was,
Park one?
You're talking about the.
it's
No, not the
Star-
South Park one. You're
Clerks
talking
meets
about
Star Wars.
Clerks meets Star Wars.
Oh yeah.
Which was
It wasn't out of
actually
context,
it was one
but-
of our few negative reviews. That's totally true. Don't even bother to look up if we've
Yeah.
had more negative or positive.
It was actually
reviews.
our only
Just take
negative
my word
review.
for it.
Ever.
Yeah, only one ever. But it was a negative review, and we were reading it. It was like, oh man, this sucks. You know, like went back, like we were hanging on every single word that of any, you know, publicity or reviews or anything that came out about Red versus Blue and the company. And at the end, he goes, the writer says, with so much technology at their fingertips, why do these guys insist on making Clerks meet Star Wars? And we're like, Clerks meet Star Wars? That's a bad. I would watch Clerks meet Star Wars.
Yeah.
That's two great movies put together.
Yeah.
That's a great quote. I'm
How
gonna
is
do
that
that
an insult?
forever. I'm
Yeah.
putting that on a T-shirt.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tattoo that on my forehead. That's fantastic. So yeah, there's a little bit out of context in that.
It's not out of context, but
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
it's a
Repurposed.
negative. It was
Yeah.
a negative review, but that's that's awesome. I'll take the guy does. Apparently, the reviewer didn't like Clerks or Star Wars either, so we were never going to see eye to eye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
what was
I-
he doing?
He also may not
Who
be
doesn't
human.
like Star Wars?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like who?
Sith.
Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Queen?
What?
Really?
Yeah.
Like
Who?
It's
like,
in one of their songs.
like British Queen or like song? Okay,
British
music
Queen.
Okay.
They don't.
well, no.
Music Queen.
They're
Like-
both British, yeah.
Not the Queen, but
No.
like
I don't like the Star Wars. I'm not a fan of the lightsabers.
you can't knight,
approve
fucking just try like knight somebody.
of the shooting of the aliens and the blowing up of the Star of Death and whatnot.
Matt, you're going to confuse the audio listeners. This is not the Queen.
That's
Gavin's
not the
not here.
Queen.
Yeah.
That was not Gavin.
Yeah.
That's Gavin. We haven't seen you in for. Hello. People like
That's Mrs.
grapes.
Doubtfire. I'm sorry.
Dude, how old is the Queen? She's been serving, like, I think she has the record for longest reign,
Yeah.
and her son Charles has the record for longest waiting for parent to die
Yeah.
so you can become king.
Yeah, I mean, like at one point it's gonna be like a weekend at Birdie
Well, is there a
situation.
king?
Huh?
There-
he
there's
would
no
be
king.
king, but I
Yeah.
mean, like,
Well, there will be.
Yeah.
like she's gonna like once he's gonna last like a week after her. Like he's gonna barely.
I think at this
Yeah.
point her age isn't in. I think at this point her age isn't in years. It's just like ancient.
In decades.
Yeah.
God, do you think he's kind of like every time he sees her like kind of stumble or trip, he's kind of like,
It's like, let's go down these stairs, Mom. You don't need to hold the railing.
We don't need to buy a ticket. Let's just hold on.
Drink this mason jar.
Did just speaking of this is my bad, so great. Speaking of old crazy women, did you guys see the thing with Madonna and Drake?
Oh
No.
I heard somebody
so
in
afraid.
the control room said, "Oh shit."
Is there like a fucking
Did you
battle
guys see
going
this?
on?
You guys didn't see this?
No.
It's so awkward. Can somebody find a picture of that and put it up? It's so weird. Like Drake. I think was it Coachella?
Yeah, it's going on right now.
Yeah.
So probably.
Okay.
Like Drake's doing some show and Madonna comes out and she does her whatever she does, you know.
Yeah, pointy nipples thing.
Yeah. And then totally unsuspecting to Drake, she like grabs him and is like blah and like just kisses him like, you know, deep throat, just like blah all over the place. And he goes blah.
He throws up.
He's like he looks like he's about to throw up. Where's the next one? Like that's the first one. You got to show the one at the end where he's like, "Rah." There we go. There we go. He's just. He looks like a villager who just got the life force sucked out of him by a mummy.
Yeah.
You know,
Madonna's a fucking Dementor.
That's
the Dementor.
Oh, yeah, it's-
the Dementor came in to the
She needs a couple
Coachella.
more years of singing, so she got to steal it. That's how the Queen moves, actually.
That's man. I
That's
don't know what
really
I
But
would
it's
do.
like if you were, I mean, if
And
it's
I'm sure he feels
another,
bad
if it was
about it.
the opposite, right? Drake couldn't come in to some like you know who's
well, it'd be
the
like him
shake it
going
off
up
girl.
and making out with a preschooler.
Well, I think he
Like,
means
well,
I just
like,
meant
Drake's,
but it's like just
older.
like male female. Like Drake
Yeah.
couldn't come in and just like get what's the shake it off girl's name? I'm
Shake
blanking.
it off? I don't know.
I don't know what you're talking. I don't know what Shake It Off is.
I stay
The
away
song.
from pop.
Matt, you're too hip for
Taylor
it.
Swift. Thank you.
That
Somebody,
one.
Oh.
we are so lame.
That
You know,
popular white
on
girl.
yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Like Drake couldn't come in and just be like, I'm doing, you know, my rapping thing or at Coachella, and also Taylor Swift, get ready for this action. Right? And get away with that,
Yeah.
right? It'd be like, oh, God, Drake,
That's a
you are
problem.
in trouble.
Yeah.
You just did some, you know, that's wrong. But this is just like,
It's sad.
It's funny.
it's
Yeah.
funny, but
What about
it's
Sway?
also just
Do
too
you
much.
think he could go in and
Sway
be
could
like,
go
yeah.
in
Yeah.
and be like, I am colorful. So let me do
Come
what
here,
I want.
Taylor Swift.
Let me do what I want to
What
do.
would you do if Madonna kissed you right now? Like ran up.
I guess I would do this. I mean, it's just crazy, but that's her thing, right? I mean, does she make
Running
out
up
with
and making out with people?
It just seems like she
it's
makes
like
out with
making-
everybody,
Didn't she
right?
do that?
Making
Yeah.
scenes, right?
Yeah.
Making scenes, but also like she did the whole making out with Britney Spears
Yeah.
thing. Remember that was a huge thing.
That was like 30 years ago.
No.
well,
which-
maybe she should just stop then.
Yeah. that was the making of a preschool
And that
you
was
were
probably
talking about.
planned too.
Yeah.
Huh?
It was probably planned.
That was probably
I
planned.
get the
Yeah.
you get the idea that the Drake thing was not planned.
Yeah.
Yeah, judging by his face.
And I'm
Yeah.
sure he feels
And
bad, but
the
it was just like,
regurgitation.
it wasn't like a decision. It was just like,
Come
you
here,
know,
baby bird.
It's the reality. You can't blame him.
So
Oh, that's about how I react.
look at his expression; it's horrible.
Do you
And I
remember
love
seeing?
that she's just singing like
She looks.
That's fine.
Yeah, she looked great.
Do you remember
right
the
there.
expression of Will Smith's kids?
But the other
when,
thing is, you got to be thinking like when she kisses you, like, what else has this tasted?
like how many dicks?
The
No,
30
it's
dick-
not
No, like
like
how
the
many
30-foot dick.
presidents has
I mean-
this tasted?
Just it's been all over the place.
Yeah, decades.
Right.
Ugh.
We're all thinking it.
Yeah,
Like
I'm
a
just
person.
saying.
yeah.
Yeah. No, that's totally true. I mean, it's just, and it's hard. Like, if he would have had the thought in his head before, like, oh wow, that's like my grandma's age or something like that. Like at some point, if he associated her with his grandma, then he's gone. Like there's
Grandma
no
Drake.
choice. Like there's nothing you could do.
No, just instant like.
What's the oldest woman you'd make out with?
Underworld.
For
Under.
$1 million.
Okay, that's
Oh,
the circumstance.
$1 million, literally
It doesn't-
anybody.
yeah, literally anything.
anybody.
All right,
I would
all
kiss
right.
anybody.
Even
Right.
like up
No,
to
no,
an hour after they died.
$1,000.
Like hour after they died, still fair game.
$1,000.
80.
Oh.
like 10 minutes after.
I want to get one of those new Apple Watches. 80.
Yeah, for $1,000, I don't care.
Yeah, I guess I would do it too.
Yeah,
I do.
alive. That's it. That's my cutoff.
What about for $1 million? Would you kiss a
No,
dead
anybody,
woman?
anybody,
Yeah.
anybody. Yeah, $1 million. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's questions like never work on me because I'm like, yes, I like $1 million.
I mean, that's all, realize what you could do with $1 million.
I'd buy a catch it, pack up, catch it. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a lot of money. Like, there's like really like I don't know any one thing that I wouldn't do for $1 million.
I feel like I could do everything I've ever wanted to do with $1 million.
Yeah.
I'd
You
be
could
done.
probably like pay to go out on a date with Madonna.
Oh God, and she was sweating.
There's got to be just a lot of
Saliva.
bodily fluids that are probably not the right fluid.
Mm-mm.
You know, for that thing.
Right
Not-
fluid,
like,
wrong
not
place.
Just,
It's just not. Yeah.
Embalming fluid.
She's just prepping.
Well, she was out during the day, so she had to get some in her so she could walk around. Oh man! So next week, special guest Madonna,
Oh,
right here.
Yeah, that would be awkward.
Yeah, I would not want that.
Um,
So speaking of great things, Furious 7. Has anybody seen it?
I did see it.
Did you like it?
You know, it's all right.
You were so energetic with your response.
I saw it.
Oh, I got something to say about this.
I can contribute. It was a very silly action movie, you know.
Yeah.
And it was
What one of the Fast and Furious movies was silly?
well, it's like they had some cool action devices, but it was also very melodramatic, where it's like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
everything's blowing up, and everyone is like able to stop it or not stop it at the perfect moment, you know. I don't know. It was. I think I partly saw it out of curiosity.
I fucking loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
So-
really melodramatic, but I loved it.
Without being like getting depressing about it, like what did they do about Paul Walker?
So-
Whatever they did, you really could not tell.
Yeah. Honestly,
good.
because I was like semi like looking for it.
Yeah, yeah.
They had his brother. They shot most of the movie.
Yeah.
They did some rewriting to reconstruct some scenes
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
he wasn't in it.
Yeah, without going into it, I mean, like the way it ends, you could understand if he was not in future movies,
Well,
like his character.
yeah.
Yeah.
They had his brothers come in.
Yeah.
And play him, and then they like did some digital face replacement.
Mumbo jumbo, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, they did do something that was very interesting for a movie where they have a like break the fourth wall, and like this character is pretty much, they're like acknowledging that he died, and they have like a little memoriam type thing where they flash back to all the movies, and they have a thing where he's, you know,
Yeah, like the end of the movie is like very centered around him. Even though
about
that's the-
him leaving.
Yeah.
It's very okay. Yeah,
I choked up. I love the Fast and Furious movies.
I'd only seen like the first one, and then
Dude, if
this
you
one.
want, I have the collector's pack of all
Yeah.
6 on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
You can watch 5 of them. Don't watch the third one.
it's just because they're just a lot of fun.
It's just like a fun movie. I like cars a lot. It's like they've gotten better and better as action movies every single time. I think this one's probably gonna hit $1 billion.
Oh yeah, it's gonna like break a bunch of records.
Yeah.
Like this, it broke 800 million over the weekend.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not 800 million.
800
Yeah.
million. It's gonna break $1 billion.
$800 million already?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
It's
Yeah.
a really fun, just
we're-
like dumb action
It's
movie.
it's made.
By the
more-
way, we've renamed Laser Team Laser Cars.
Laser
no,
Furious.
I think
Cars
it's
7.
made more money in China than like any movie like opening weekend.
Yeah.
Wow.
So did they know
Our-
what extent of scenes did they have to sub in? Because I remember with The Crow, they didn't have to shoot too much more stuff with Brandon Lee after he died, but like the first big like sequence you see when he like comes out of a grave and like puts all the makeup, like none of that was him. So it was weird that it's like this first
first
big
one.
sequence,
His introduction.
but like
there was-
everything else to him, all the other footage except for a lot of
Was
the
it Madonna?
I think there were a couple scenes where it's like there was like a scene where it was just his wife talking on the phone, where I'm like, well, that probably would have been him talking on the phone instead of saying what he's doing.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, like stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah, but I thought they did
I
a
mean,
pretty
honestly,
good job with it.
I kept expecting him to like disappear or like be absent in a part of the movie, but he was in the whole thing, and like
Yeah.
I think they finished shooting most of it, so it was
Yeah.
pretty.
We got pretty lucky, I guess.
There were
Yeah.
cars. It was fast. It was furious. It's everything I need.
Done.
Done.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah, gosh. I mean, I guess this is like you can't expect every movie to like just go into it and be like, "Oh, this is like the most critically acclaimed thing." Sometimes you
Yeah.
just want to have fun.
But my favorite thing about it too is like the trailer was amazing for it, and every single shot in the trailer, there's actually still something cooler that happened right
Really?
after that shot finished. Yeah, so
That's
like it
unusual.
completely delivered
That's
on that
pretty cool.
aspect. Yeah, I don't know. I liked it, but I like dumb car movies.
So
I was working on a dumb car movie when the first Fast and Furious was in production, about to come out, and there was like a lot of people who were working on both and going back and forth.
Oh, really?
was it
And I-
Scooby Doo?
No, what the fuck's the
That's
matter with you?
Clifford.
That's a van movie. No, it was a movie called Driven. It was a Sylvester Stallone movie.
Oh yeah.
And I remember at the time everybody was like, "What's this Fast and Furious movie? That's not going to go anywhere. Our car movie is going to be way better." And of course, kind of worked out the opposite.
Well, time will tell.
Yeah, time will tell.
Yeah.
because they've gotten Driven 2 through 7 in production
I
any
don't
day
know.
now.
Once you get Vin Diesel, you're set.
God, Sylvester Stallone has made so many shitty movies.
Always dumping. Sorry.
What?
It's
What?
for the SNL skit they did.
Oh.
This was funny.
You ever see Stop or My Mom Will Shoot?
I did not ever see that.
He's just like a laundry list of like awful movies that he's done that like went absolutely nowhere.
Leonard Part 6?
Was he in that?
No.
Oh. It was an amazing Bill Cosby
I like
movie.
how excited you were for that. Like, what?
I know.
Sylvester Stallone, you got to get over here
That's
and be
Bill
the
Cosby.
Leonard Part 6.
Put the pudding on the.
Who got to make you do?
Are you guys having a Cosby off right now? Is that what's happening? Live?
I never got into Cosby.
Really?
Yeah.
I watched like
Not even
every
Ghost
Fat
Dad,
Albert.
man.
Not my thing.
Yeah.
There's something
Well,
about
it's
it, I
not
was
always your choice.
Was it too colorful?
Bill Cosby.
like, really?
What do you mean? Like, oh.
Too soon.
Is it though? Because it happened like years ago.
Oh, I thought it was still happening now.
No, I meant like never
Right now? Like literally right now?
I mean, probably. Let's be honest. No, I watched like every episode of the Cosby Show. Yeah, I
What
watched
was
like
the
all of his
appeal?
old show. I don't know. It was all.
I was just really into pudding. It's like,
I love the new Coke.
I like the sweaters
Flizzle flazzle.
and the good messages that the show had.
yeah.
I can deal with that.
Yeah,
Um,
I watched a lot of old TV. I don't know.
oh, like even still now?
Not as much now. Now I don't have cable, but you know, like when I was a kid, it was like, oh, all right, Nick at Night's on, TV Land, Game Show Network.
Yeah, I love watching
All
Nick
the
at
old
Night
shit.
because it's like if I ever went to an old folks' home,
You
We
have
can
to talk
relate.
about, yeah, yeah.
like remember that I Love Lucy episode?
She's making the
Do
chocolates
you,
on the
do you
conveyor
think
belt.
when you go to an old folks home that the people who are currently old will still be in the old folks home?
Yeah, that's where they go and it just
Like,
stops.
yeah,
Like
like
this is
time
there forever.
freezes. Like when you're 85,
Right.
They keep it really cold and preserves them.
you'll be in the same old folks home as people who are currently now 85.
No. If I go hang out there,
Like 60
What are
years.
you doing
no,
hanging out
no.
at old folks? Can I?
Dude, free pudding.
yeah, I don't know.
Free
Maybe I'm gonna
pudding that old
volunteer.
folks
How many
Somebody
times have you been to an
named
old folks
Macomo.
home?
I've thought about it.
You've never
What?
actually been in an old folks home?
Maybe. I mean, it could.
I mean,
come
I
up.
haven't either, but I'm not prepping for
no,
it.
I've been in one. I did a karate.
Or sometimes you meet old people,
That's true.
like friends of grandparents.
I did a karate demonstration in an old folks home. I
Oh,
shit
come
you
on,
not.
Kerry. That is a
I
lie.
shit you not. No. This was true. And the worst thing is,
Kerry.
we were
You're
do- no,
teaching.
no, no.
You're
And
teaching.
you didn't even
senior
get a
citizens-
haircut. It was
No,
just
no.
a beanie.
we were doing a sword routine. And the swords.
Yep. This is getting more believable.
No. The swords were metal, but they weren't sharp. Somebody swung the sword and the blade flew off into the crowd.
And
I shit you not. I didn't impale anybody. I'm actually being serious.
How do-
This is the problem I have with Stacy. She
Yeah.
doesn't believe me anymore. You guys
Oh,
are.
that's bad.
I know.
Communication
I
is the
know.
foundation of a healthy relationship.
I tell her like I found out dinosaurs had
That is-
feathers, and she was like, "No, I don't believe you." I'm like, "No, it's real."
that in Paris.
Yeah, there's that.
so,
Yeah, it just flew off into the crowd.
so what did they do?
They went, oh. But like slowly, like a minute
They
later.
got really mad.
Yeah.
And they were all like a bunch of angry Madonnas.
Yeah.
And he had to escape,
Making
and
out
he
with
ran
me.
outside,
Yeah.
jumped out the wing of a plane. Let's go.
I thought you were going there to teach karate. I thought that's what you meant.
No, they're too brittle.
Like they're just like
Too brittle.
No, we would go to like
Ah,
random
man, is that-
places and do like.
Is there a
demonstrations.
coincidence that old people like peanut brittle and that they are brittle? Is that a thing?
Did you know-
I love peanut brittle.
okay. Then
Do you love old people?
why do you just assume every old person? Well, no, I
No,
get that
every-
because I assume every old person likes like shitty red candy.
Yeah, like the Werther's original.
Werther's
what is
originals.
that?
That's like
Yeah.
an old
Yeah.
person thing. That's like
Is it as you get old, or is it like when
Do you
you
think
were?
there's like a secret Illuminati type ceremony?
Yeah.
Like you turn like 70 or you get your AARP card. And they're like, and now you must like Werther's originals. And they're like, they make you put
Yeah.
like a
Like-
bunch of them in your pocket.
Yeah,
my grandmother used to always send me Werther's.
She would send you that.
Yes, I'm not even kidding. Like that was, I guess you saw
Instead
the
of $5 in your birthday card.
She would send him $5 worth of originals.
Oh man.
Which is like 1,000.
yeah,
Wow.
it's like
Yeah.
a giant case.
Yeah. I was like they did that like
at least,
old.
at least she didn't send you a $3 bill like
Yeah.
Kerry's shitty grandparents.
Did you ever hear of the secret society at UT,
Secret Society at UT.
the
no.
Eyes of Texas?
What? the
It's a
fuck are you
fucking
talking
real
about?
thing.
Was it like
like,
a real thing? It's like
They
it's
have
a
robes, and they have burnt orange robes.
What did they do?
jerk
they-
off probably.
You
they
seen
like,
Eyes Wide Shut?
Yeah,
they'll like recognize
It's like that
people.
with Bevo.
the eyes of
Who are also
yeah.
part of it.
No, they'll like recognize people at UT who they think have done like a huge service at the university, and they'll have like this thing at Gregory Gym, and like full fucking robes. I would get the robes if they were like red robes or like even like white or black, but they're burnt orange robes because that's the color of the school. And at that point,
But what do they do then?
I don't know. They're like, oh, dude, I didn't get that far in the conversation.
Did you get invited?
No, but I heard from a very credible source.
It sounds like a furry club, and they're all foxes.
And
You're just confused.
allegedly, they were also the ones who they called in a bomb threat to Texas student media because the Daily Texan did a paper on some kind of scandal in student government or some shit. And so the entire thing was on lockdown. And I was like, holy shit, this is like crazy. And they wouldn't let me leave. So I went down to the bottom floor with the Texan just to scope things out. And I talked to the guy who maintains the printing press that they had at the time because they made their own paper.
This sounds like an episode of Scooby-Doo.
Yeah. So I talked to the guy. I was like, oh, shit, that's crazy. And then I went back upstairs. And then about like 20 minutes later, these cops came up to our floor. And they like found me. And they're like, sir, can we see your ID? And I'm like, what? And apparently the guy I had talked to called the police because he thought I looked suspicious.
What?
And I was like, I see you every day. Every single day.
That is racial.
And the cops were talking to me
profiling.
about it, and I was like, look, I work here. Like, you have a card. I was like, look, my face is on the board, this bulletin board. That's my face, like right there.
Were you wearing a hat?
Yeah, but it was like unbelievably
colorful beanie.
awkward
Yeah.
every single time I saw him after that.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember that time you reported me for no reason?
Yeah.
That was fun.
So
But that was it. Had to be just straight up racist, like profiling, right?
Yeah.
He was
I mean,
like-
I don't fault him. I get it. Like, I'm not
fine with being profiled.
I'm not gonna,
I do it all the time myself.
I'm not gonna get upset about it. I was like,
No?
oh well,
what? So
His
but
loss.
wait. So how
lost
do
a
you get
friend.
into this club?
I don't know.
I think
It's
you
a
just
secret.
you tweet at them.
And
How
there's
many
levels of
people
it. Like
are
you
in
heard
it?
of like those student organizations, like the Iron Spikes. They're like fraternities, but not fraternities. Like when they initiate people, they actually have iron spikes, and they go to the lawn in front of the UT Tower, and they just like stamp them into the ground.
You got to pay your way in with like a shitload of Werther's originals.
Yeah.
That's the currency that they use.
You cut open your hand and then you like rub a Werther's like
Yeah.
in it. You make like a Werther's pack. No,
real-
all right.
No one invited me to any.
Why? Why would what service
I think
did
it's
you
like
do?
parties.
I don't know. I mean, it's not that I.
Would you join a secret society? If
Yeah.
somebody was like,
Yeah, but
Yeah,
why
like,
would,
Were they-
would
were
you
they like-
not?
Are
if
there
you,
robes?
are there robes?
Yeah.
Sure. What the fuck? You can have whatever you want. Sure. Some
I
fucking
would
robes.
join if it's
The robes are a
exclusive.
big-
yeah,
big
you'd be
commitment.
the
Wait a minute,
road
it's not- it's
commissioner.
The robes, they call kind of like revolves
Brandon,
around
it's
the
not.
robes.
It's not a cheap hotel. I mean, it's not about,
You don't open the
you're like,
closet. It's
take
like,
the-
ooh, robes.
free robe. I guess I joined a secret society at the Hilton.
Yeah.
No, but if it's a robe society, you're always in the robes. You're never just going to be like.
I'm starting to think you have a
Sipping
robes
cool.
fetish.
Yeah.
I just think
I,
it's cool.
I would,
They're
I
just
would join
open it.
anything that was like exclusive.
You would join anything that was
Oh, like-
exclusive?
Can we talk about
Literally anything?
Just yeah, I think so. Anything that you have to be invited.
Can we talk about that website that you
Which-
have to be invited to?
Oh,
That we registered for?
yeah,
Or
yeah.
is it too douchey?
Yeah, that's pretty douchey. So what is it called?
It's called beautifulpeople.com.
There's a website.
That's an actual website, and then
Man, I can't wait to never be on that.
no. So I don't know who told me about it, but someone was like, "Yeah, there's this
It's
like,
probably Blaine. Let's be honest.
I don't know.
there's a website where it's called Beautiful People, and the only way you sign up and then you submit pictures, and the only way to get on is if the people who are currently on the website vote you as beautiful enough.
Yeah. And then I submitted a picture, and the first one was rejected. And I was like,
And,
fuck.
and Brendan, I was with
It's probably
Brendan.
racist.
I was with Brendan while he was watching it.
Yeah, 'cause it's
'cause
real
it's
time.
a real time counter of whether or not. So it'll be like, oh, it's looking good, Brendan. Oh, it's not looking good. He's like, it's a bad picture. I was like trying to console. It's a bad picture, Brendan. It's a
the
really
light
bad
is really
picture.
terrible. Is that like
It's
the
like,
thing
I think you should. You'll get him next time, champ.
Yeah. So I went through and I found another picture and I submitted it. And it's like the Hall of Fame. You do it again. Somehow you become like a better candidate.
Sure.
And then I made it. And then comes time where you're voting. And then I saw, like the whole process and like how like it's just like everybody was getting in.
It's
I
like
was
Tinder.
how-
it's like a Tinder thing, but like
You just need one person.
They're just
to swipe.
trying-
it's a swipe thing.
It's like you think it's exclusive, but like everybody gets in.
Yeah.
Except for
I
the
remember
that first
time.
picture.
I
that
will
you-
guarantee I cannot get into that.
But like I haven't been on it since like.
Oh
that
no,
day.
yeah, it's not a thing that you actually use. I
Uh-huh.
don't think.
Yeah.
I think it's just people just are curious.
Yeah. Well, there's something about like being approved, like people judging you and saying, "All right, you're in the club."
Hey, what happened to those websites like Hot or Not? Those websites still around?
I think
That's
that was such
Tinder.
a
Yeah,
big
pretty much.
thing
I think
for a
they're
while.
just shamed to
I had an
oblivion.
ex-girlfriend who met one of her boyfriends through Hot or Not. He rated her as hot, and
Really?
somehow he could send a message to her, and then that's how their whole
She was like,
relationship
"You're an
started.
or, so why not?" It's like, whatever.
I feel like I have to try and win you over.
Yeah, why isn't Tinder have like Tinder should have like a swipe up? Like,
Yeah.
you know, like maybe.
I guess that's kind of what Facebook's morphed into, except like less.
Facebook
Like,
has
less
always been this
organized.
dating. It's always been a dating app, essentially. It's always
Yeah.
been about like hooking up with people.
Yeah, but not
I mean,
like
in college, I was like, that was whenever Facebook was just getting big. It's like, oh, let me add you on Facebook.
yeah.
It was an easy way of saying,
It
don't
w-
give me your number.
But we might bang later.
But we can talk on Facebook.
Well,
and
because
then,
asking for a number, that's like a big commitment.
yeah.
But like the Facebook thing, it's easy and it does the same thing.
I don't think people do that anymore. I don't think people are like, let me add you on Facebook. But
Yeah,
like, at
but I
that
mean, you have to
time-
have been on Facebook at the time because basically you had one single picture. There was no posts people could make. There was just
Really?
a text doc, and someone could edit your doc and then like erase all they wanted. So it literally was a picture and "Are you single?"
Yeah.
That was Facebook.
I mean,
That's just
yeah,
like how MySpace started,
yeah,
pretty much.
it
It's
works. It
complicated.
works. All right, guys.
It got real quiet all
Yeah,
of
I
a
know.
sudden.
Well, we here at the Rooster Teeth Podcast would like to thank you for joining in.
Yeah.
What is this kind of voice that you're doing now, Brandon?
So it's, this is my closing. It's my like everybody go to sleep voice.
You sound like starting to sound like the aliens on Galaxy Quest. We need you to protect our planet.
That's good.
Can you do the aliens doing the Queen of England
While juggling.
while juggling?
We need you to eat these Jello pudding pops. That was Bill Cosby. Sorry.
Well, to be fair, he's the true Queen of England. I mean, let's be honest. In the fanfic I'm writing.
Oh, we keep asking for sponsor videos where people just read fanfics about themselves.
Ugh.
Maybe one day.
Yeah.
Um,
You just have to bleep out every other word.
yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in. You can also, if you like the podcast, we are doing some special sponsor casts at the end of every week, which I think have been pretty fun. Matt was on the last one. It was all about movies.
It was awesome. We talked about movies for 1 minute and random bullshit for another 49 minutes.
Like
Yeah,
any
it's-
good podcast.
Yeah,
Yes.
what was it? You, Joel, Bernie, and Gus.
Oh, were the three of them there?
Yeah. So you can check that out at roosterteeth.com. And
I saw 3 broken mirrors. I don't know.
I just saw Bill Cosby, the Queen of England, and Madonna. It was a good time.
They're all peeing into a jar.
Outro, conclusion.
Yay.
Credits. Thank you guys. Have a good night.
See you next time.